Change of pace.
Welcome to the Change of Pace podcast. This is Rohan, and today I'm joined by Sai and Sahil. We have a lot to cover today, so let's just jump right into it. Trade deadline, of course, just passed. So we want to break down most of the bigger trades, grade them for both teams involved or multiple teams involved. But let's start off with some quick news. Yesterday, we see the Jazz somehow upset the Heat in Miami. But the big talking point after this game, Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr., I don't think they played the fourth, or they played very little of the fourth, if that. And afterward, it was like basically it was asked to Will Hardy, were you planning on playing them at all? And he said absolutely not, very candidly. And this is a concern because it's blatant tanking. We know the Jazz have been trying to lose this year, even though they traded for an all-star in Jaren Jackson Jr. So it, like a lot of guys, I think Bobby Marks said it, it's just like a very, like, I don't know his exact words, but he's basically saying that you shouldn't be doing it. It's like immoral, something along those lines. It affects the integrity of the game. Curious to see what you guys think. I'm sure you agree it is blatant tanking and they have to do something to crack down on it, because we've seen them like investigate the Thunder, the number one seed, for resting 10 guys in a nationally televised game against the Spurs. But they don't really care. I don't even know if NBA guys are watching Jazz Heat on a Monday night. But yeah, what do you guys think of this?
Well, one thing I want to say is I understand why they're tanking. Like they are in this, they're sixth in the odds right now, right? They're 17 and 37. They're 5.5 games back of the first of Sacramento, who has the worst record in the league. But Brooklyn's right ahead of them. New Orleans is right ahead of them, which is going to Atlanta if it's protected or whatever. Washington and Indiana. So they are still pretty far back. And the difference between having the sixth best odds and the fourth or third best odds are massive. So they do have to tank. So they're in a really a bit of a predicament because what are you supposed to do? Because if you do keep playing Lowry and you do keep playing Jaren Jackson, they're inevitably going to win games. And you have teams like Utah, like Dallas, like Memphis, maybe even Milwaukee tank. And I just named 10 teams. So everybody's looking to tank. They kind of have to rest these guys or sit these guys. But it's just as disappointing because the later we get into the season, the more the games will start to matter for certain teams. And we don't want to see seeding decided in the last three games because, the Lakers ended up playing Sacramento and, Denver has to play Houston or something like that. But I don't
Yeah,
really know how to work around it.
no, I agree. I mean, Utah, another thing, like you said, they have a top eight protected pick. Now, number nine goes to the Thunder. Their teams behind them, like Chicago, like you said, Milwaukee might be tanking for their own pick. Dallas has lost eight in a row. Like these are all teams that could get ahead of them. So I get the tanking necessary to keep their own pick, make sure like this season doesn't go to waste. They get a high enough lottery pick. But at the same time, like fourth quarter blatant tanking is pretty insane. The two games before this Heat game, they lost to the Hawks and the Magic, both fourth quarter comebacks because Laurie, JJJ, and Nurkic all didn't play fourth quarter minutes, and they were all having good games. Keontae hasn't played in a while, and it feels like he's not super hurt. Like he's just getting kind of in and out of games. Laurie and Keontae basically never played together because they're trying to tank. And again, it's the Jazz. It's not like a huge deal that they're losing fourth quarter games. At least these games are close, which is kind of interesting. But at the same time, like for a coach to admit it blatantly on like their press conference that we're not going to put our starters in a close game that we could win just because there's no reason, literally just because we want to lose games for our tanking position is pretty unheard of. And like you said, Rohan, they're investigating teams like the Thunder. I think the difference is because the Thunder game was a national TV game, they have these rules where they want the national TV games to be like, but like at the same time, the product is the product, right? Basketball's got to be prioritized in all situations here. And it feels like,
They just don't, like, the
yeah,
NBA has never given a shit about small markets. And at the end of the day, small market equates to national TV. And the Jazz are a small market team that most people don't care about versus Thunder. Again, being small market, they're still in a nationally televised game. So they're going to go where the money is.
yeah.
Uh, yeah.
So
Do
it's
you think
it's
there's any?
unfortunate. I mean, like the thing is, I feel like Silver is just like so sticking to rules, which kind of annoys me. Like if he wants to do something about it, he just can't. He's the commissioner of the NBA. Like even if technically they're playing three quarters, so they get their minutes, like there's obviously some shenanigans going on, and you could issue a warning, take away a second round pick, like just like do something to show that you're serious about this. Like he's very like if I make a rule and they're sticking by the rule technically, it's fine. this is a situation where it's not like you can just do something about it, and it feels like he's not really doing anything about it.
Richard Jefferson floated this idea, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around because it's very peculiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but he's basically saying along the lines of once a team is eliminated from the playoffs, at that point you start to get rewarded for wins. So, in terms of getting a higher lottery odds,
Hmm.
which is interesting because that would decentivize tanking. That is true. But what if a team is actually just ass and they can't win games?
Like Sacramento.
Like
Like,
Sacramento,
no,
Yeah.
no.
right? Like where there's that's literally just pure ass hoops, right? Like they're just
Yeah.
actually bad. Then they would kind of get screwed in that scenario. But it's just some food for thought. It's food for thought.
I know it's an interesting point. I think it's always going to be hard to figure out how to disincentivize losing. But like at the end of the day, you have to reward bad teams. You have to make bad teams competitive, right? So there's never. I don't think you'll ever find a way to like screw over teams that lose games because most of their losses are an accident. It's not like every team. Like I would say at least like 25 or 27 out of the 30 teams go into the season trying to win. All
Yeah.
right. No one goes in with a bleak. Yeah. And then a lot of times there's surprising teams like the Celtics. We were like theorizing that they would sit their guys. Imagine telling us they'd be a fucking 3 seed or whatever they are right
Right,
now,
right.
start of the season, right? So like at least they're trying to win. So you can't blame them. But at this point, like it's very difficult. I just think the fans lose out and you have to figure out a way to.
Definitely.
But I don't think,
Yeah.
like as interesting as the idea is, I don't think you can ever punish
The
lose.
NBA loses so much steam post All-Star break because all the tanking teams figure out that they're tanking. And
Yeah.
it's like half the games are just terrible because of it. Like either a good team plays a tanking teams play each other, and both are just trying to lose.
Yeah.
You're really like stuck in a boat where two-thirds of the games are awful because you can only see one or two, maybe two games a day that are like real teams that are trying playing each other. And because of that, it's like the product really declines. I agree. There's got to be a change in the system. Like they already flattened the odds, and still that's not doing anything. In fact, it might be even creating more tanking teams because more teams have a chance at that number one pick. We saw last year with Flag, like the 12th odds were able to get that pick. It's like who knows what's going to happen. But I've seen something about like a cycle where like a team, if they get like a top pick, they can't get it the next year, so they have incentive to play better. I feel like there should just be an incentive to winning, but not like being completely awful. Like being a middling team is the worst thing you can be, and I feel like that shouldn't be the worst thing. Being what Sacramento is should be the worst thing, right? So like if there's a way you could like incentivize cap or something, like let's say you'll have more cap room than a team that's like the 15 seed, even though they'll have a better lottery pick or something like that. I haven't really thought through the ideas, but like
Yeah.
it just feels like there's no incentive to winning once you're there. So like if you're the 10 seed right now, would you rather lose in the first round of the play-in or drop down to 15? Just makes it's an obvious choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's so they've probably been thinking about this for like years. We've talked about this for years now.
Definitely.
It's just like even the smartest person in the world would struggle coming up with an idea that makes total sense.
Right.
Like I have a question for you guys before we move on. Would you rather watch your favorite team play on national TV or go courtside for the Jazz Kings game tomorrow?
Courtside.
Is it that easy for you? With
Yeah,
every
I've never played Ben courtside. That just sounds sick.
I'd probably watch my team on national TV.
See, I think it's definitely a debate.
Yeah.
Like
You guys have
imagine
seen enough national TV games of our team. This is a first time experience going courtside. I mean, maybe not to y'all, but I don't know. For me, anyways.
no, it would be for me too.
No, it would be. Yeah, I've never sat like courtside at a game. Like I've
Yeah.
walked the court and stuff, but I haven't actually sat there. So yeah, maybe in that sense
I've
would
never
be.
even I mean, I've never even walked the court. So like for me, I'm always in like the second section at the best. You know what I mean? So like just to see players or like even interact with them, just having that experience would be really cool.
No,
Yeah,
the
imagine.
speed of the game is completely different when you're
Yeah.
courtside too, for sure.
So yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? You'll be sitting next to all the guys who are on the like sitting like out that game
And if
too.
the game's boring, worst case, just pull up your phone, watch your team on
Watch
national TV. Uh,
Okay. Okay, let's go to the next. We should speed through these news topics.
okay.
Quickly, LeBron, after 21 straight years of qualifying for all NBA teams and awards, he will be missing out because he's gonna be missing what is it? His like
18th game, I believe.
18th game of the season. So he's not going to hit the 65 game threshold. Yeah, unfortunate. I don't think he would have made an All NBA team anyway, or defensive team, obviously. but it is like kind of stuff. I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, they voted him in for the All-Star game. You never know with this.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go next. Should we talk about the NBA All-Star replacements very quickly? I actually
Sure.
don't have them all listed out. I
I
only
mean,
have,
we have Ingram replacing Steph.
yeah.
We have Şengün replacing Shea. And I believe they already did Kawhi being added to the list. Was there a Giannis replacement listed? I don't think so, right?
Ooh, I don't think so. No.
Not sure.
Maybe because his injury like could. I mean, no, it would make no
Someone
sense. It's
from the
this
world. No,
weekend.
no. Michael. Wait, no, never mind. No. I'm assuming MPJ should be the one, right? Or are they going to go with someone
It would
international?
probably be international, would be my guess. So maybe like Embiid would be make
Oh, yeah.
an
That would be
appearance.
an easy person to put in.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
I wanted to point out this interesting, but shout out to those guys. Interesting stat about Ingram I read today. So this is Ingram's making the All-Star game after 6 years of his previous and only other All-Star game appearance. That's the second longest time between All-Star appearances in the last 30 years, tying Manu Ginobili back at like 10 plus years ago. Could you guys know who the number one is? It's someone who's still in the NBA.
Still in the NBA?
I don't
Drew
think
Holiday.
yeah,
Drew Holiday.
that was fast. Yeah, it's Drew Holiday because he made it in 2013. Then I think he made it on the Celtics, I want to say, or the Bucks.
I think it was the Bucks. Yeah.
Bucks. Yeah. So that
Sixers
was
and Bucks, right?
yeah. So that was pretty interesting to read that. I mean, it definitely deserved. He was definitely one of the snubs in the thing. I still feel like Embiid should have been over him, but
Yeah. But I think the American thing, which Steph was probably the difference. Like he's on Team Stripes or whatever, they got to put him on someone American on there.
Yeah. Okay, next. NBA has announced plans to do an expansion to Seattle and Vegas. Our next
They're voting on it, right? Like the
Oh, really? I thought it
Yeah,
just
the
no,
board
it's
of governors are like voting on it, from what I
okay.
believe. And I think I remember they brought it up, and Dolan was really against it, like because they're worried about cap. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
the sales are split between the 32 teams, so like that's something people are worried about. But at the
yeah,
same time, when a team comes in, they pay a ton of money. There's a huge expansion fee, so
yeah,
like you're getting money anyways, and you're bringing in more fans into the NBA. I think it's a win.
yeah. No, I think it's a win. Seattle deserves a team.
Yeah.
Vegas, I don't know. Maybe, sure, I guess. It's kind of I don't know who else I would
Why
think.
two West teams is just like, well, like,
That is weird. That's super
yeah,
dumb. Like maybe like Vancouver or something. I don't know. I don't know what big city is missing an NBA team. Like San Diego again, also West, but like
that'd be
Vegas
fire.
is kind of weird to me. I don't know. But yeah, that'll be interesting. We'll do an expansion like discussion on our next podcast. But yeah, cool things to come for that. I had a random question to throw out because we were talking about Chet on the group chat. We're over halfway into the season. So if I asked you right now, are you guys taking the Thunder or the Field to win the chip this year?
Sai, you want to go for it?
If I were a betting man, I'd probably say the field.
I
I
agree.
really like the Thunder. Obviously, I think they're probably 40% favorites if I were to go for it. I just think the West is too talented. Injuries happen, and we haven't had a repeat champion in years. So I just think even though this is the best team most positioned to it for it, you just never know. We've been really injured all year. J-Dub hasn't really, oh, right.
Yeah,
J-Dub hasn't really like has gotten his rhythm together. We added Jared McCain, which we'll talk about in the trades. So
yeah,
like incorporating new pieces, all of this is like going to be interesting. I'd go for the field. I just think it's a safer bet always.
yeah,
I'd probably take the Thunder just because I feel like I still believe in the main principles that they have. Like they still have those same things they had last year in terms of perimeter defense. There's still some questions about their shot making, but we've seen that already in the playoffs, and I've seen it work. So how can I say that won't work again? And like injuries can happen, yeah, but injuries can happen to anybody, right? So like, if we're all healthy, or at least what we are at right now, I think the Thunder are, like Sai said, probably a 40% favorite.
yeah. I agree with. I mean, I get your logic, but I feel like Jada, like you've said, has looked shaky this year, and then Chet hasn't emerged as that number two option or number one option at times when Shea's been out. Thunder just haven't looked that good with Shea out. Again, big win yesterday against the average Lakers team, but
That
I
yeah,
looked
mean,
good too.
to me, honestly, that's good. Like, you don't want to peak too early. Like, you kind of,
That's fine.
it's okay to look a little shit right now. Like, that's all right to me.
it's fine. But we don't like. I'd
I
like
mean,
to
there's
see.
still 40 bits before 20, 41 before 20 losses. Like
Yeah.
we're still great regular season team. So like I'm not too worried about them. I'm just saying like Nuggets are really good. Spurs are
Nuggets,
really good.
yeah.
Pistons are
Yeah,
very good.
Pistons could shock us too. I don't know about their offense, but yeah, I think I would probably lean the field just because, like, I think Nuggets are definitely a big contender. So
Definitely.
yeah. Okay. Giannis, like a couple of days after after not being traded, and then saying, "Fucking dude, I can't believe he's gone from like one of the most liked players to one of the most like annoying players in the NBA overnight." But yeah, after he didn't get traded, he then says he never wanted to get traded in the first place. And then we realized that he is signing like a deal with Kalshi, as some big partnership. And I think also someone made like thousands of dollars on a bet that Giannis would not leave the Bucks. I wonder who could be maybe finally getting. Uh,
Thanasis.
it must have been Thanasis, right? Or Alex or Kostas, one of his fucking brothers. Um,
Honestly, like, do we even know Giannis is like the Bucks could trade him? It's not like it's his choice completely.
Oh yeah, but it just like they said that they wanted to, like I remember a thing came out saying they wanted to honor his list. When a guy has been
Right.
there for that long and has done as much for you, even the Nets like tried to honor KD by giving him somewhere good, right? So like
Yeah.
I feel like it makes the team look bad if they trade Giannis to them like some random
It's
ass.
just yeah, I agree. But like I mean, definitely him sign or what partial owner or like ownership stake
Yeah,
in Kalshi is
that's
crazy.
insane. That's
I
like the
mean,
biggest conflict of interest of all time. But like,
yeah.
I mean, it's like politics all over again, right? We're seeing this shit happen like outside of sports. Why not in sports too? But it's like sets a, like the NBA just has like ever since like I think this betting on NBA became legal like around like 2018 or something. It's
Mhm.
been like a crazy spiral since then. Like every single ad, we talk about this all the time, but every single ad is related to betting, and then saying if you have a gambling problem, call this shit. Fuck off. Like they're very much pushing this. And Kalshi is like the most like ridiculous. You could bet on anything.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Like, yeah. And then like, especially when someone as prominent as you in media, not even just NBA media, just everyone, like people know who Giannis is, right? They're probably betting on like his next kid, like you said, like when is his next kid gonna get popped out, or like I don't know, like when is his wife gonna move back from Greece, like some random shit like that, and he has full control over it. So I think it's so ridiculous that someone can profit off this so much. So yeah, I think it's dumb. I think it sets a bad precedent for the rest of the NBA. You guys have any thoughts on that?
You said everything I wanted to
Yeah.
say.
I think sports like especially the prediction markets like Kalshi, like the fact that it's unregulated in all 50 states is crazy
Yeah.
right
Yeah,
now. Like and the fact that like you can't get banned on it like you can with sports betting. Like I mean, maybe that's a good thing, but it's
it's
like
a weird thing. It's some loophole they found in the wording. I was talking to someone at work about
yeah.
it. Like,
It's
it,
like contracts. You're buying contracts
yeah,
instead
it's like
of
a stock market basically.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
so
Because the thing with that is like when you're sports betting, it's like there's a house that pays everything out. With
yeah,
the contracts, it's like you are buying this contract, the other team is buying the opposite. So it's
yeah,
like they're paying your direct output, which
yeah.
is, I mean, it's just like everyone profits off each other losing money, and it's just like horrible. And it's like I don't care too much about Giannis being involved. I don't think it's like that big of a deal personally, because this shit could be rigged in any angle. Like KD could tell his friend that I'm going to a different team. LeBron could do that the same thing. Like Giannis having a Kalshi stake in it, it's more like it's dumb because he has this good guy image and he's profiting off a shitty thing. But it's not, I don't think it's gonna affect too much, like personally.
I think it's the timing because people are
Yeah,
already pissed
Yeah.
off, and then right after he says
right.
like, "Yeah, by the way, I made like hundreds of thousands of dollars off of not leaving." Um,
Exactly.
yeah. Sal, any more thoughts on that? Or you think you're
No,
good?
no, you guys got it. I can't believe we're this far into sports betting in sports. It's just, it's so sad to me.
Yeah. Okay, last thing, just thought I'd throw it in for fun. The bad boy Pistons are back. We saw another malice in Charlotte yesterday. It started off between Jalen Duren and Diabite. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Musa
Diabate, yeah.
Diabate. I think it was a hard foul on a Jalen Duren like hook shot or something. And they had words. Diabate said, "I'll fucking kill you," which is
Jalen Duren like palmed his entire face. It was
look about
crazy.
to punch him. I like
Yeah.
there's another angle and
There were a
someone
lot of dodges, dude. There were like some close ass punches.
Miles Bridges had a nasty dodge on that beast
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
man, what could have
the
been?
And then
takedown.
they were straight wrestling after too with like a security guard in the middle. It was
Dude, 'cause
crazy.
like this, Stuart. We got like his ears dead ass perk up when he hears like fighting. Yeah, like
I
yo,
think someone
right
asked him was like, "You guys don't want me in Detroit sitting on the bench when this shit type of shit's going down. Like, I'm an enforcer."
So question, how to you guys, any predictions on how many games he gets suspended for?
Dude, end of season, I think, low
No,
key.
I don't know.
Really?
I,
Or like at least 10. Like,
how many for the Braun thing? Do you remember? I have no idea.
8, I
I
think.
think okay.
Okay, then it should be like 10 to 15. I feel like because it's a repeat
Yeah,
offense.
this it's a repeat offense, and also he like actually like went at someone. With the Braun
Yeah,
thing, he
he
was
tried
like
to
getting
punch him.
held back for a while.
No, but
I,
he was, dude. I
That
rewatched
was funny as fuck, but like,
it. Three
my guess
different
is 20.
yeah.
20 games is
I
crazy. That's basically
I
every
could see 20. Yeah, like the end of season, I could definitely see.
bro. Imagine like the Braun thing is so funny because it's like he's held back and he's like, all right, I'm good. And then as soon as everyone relaxes, he's running.
And the thing is, like, what's crazy to me is these are like fucking huge NBA players. Like the security guards can't do shit if they did like
Yeah,
Asar Thompson had to step in and like drag Jalen Duren off the court for like half. Like that's what it's coming down to. And like these are the biggest guys on the team too. Like Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, like 6'8", 6'10".
bro.
Like what are you gonna do to stop this?
I read something so funny. I saw something so funny, right? The first thing, there was like a slow mo of Isaiah Stewart charging for the Charlotte Hornets bench, and then like Charles Lee, like looking like, what am I supposed to do? And then there was another interview with Con Knipple afterward. It was so funny. He was just like, I don't know if he was referring to Diabate or Miles Bridges. He was like, I looked at him and I knew he wouldn't hit me, and I reasoned with him. And someone quote tweeted, I forget what they said, but something really, really funny. But yeah, I thought it was so funny that Connor Cooper said that. It was super dramatic. Yeah, he's fucked though. Like Isaiah Stewart is that's yeah, it's an odd.
Isaiah Stewart, Bridges probably even like it's a bad look
This
for
is
everyone.
so
Like
annoying, bro. Like,
especially with Charlotte, like doing this good with this insane starting lineup, losing two starters is really tough. And then the
Yeah.
Pistons gonna lose like their biggest guys, like their centers for a while. That's also unfortunate.
best what's called interior defender in
Yeah,
Isaiah.
I mean, but like I mean, Duran's probably gonna go out at least like
Oh
five
yeah,
games, I would imagine too. Like
And Isaiah Stewart's playing this like enforcer role, like he's like Kendrick Perkins, but he's actually useful. It's like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
they actually need you, so
yeah,
you can't do this.
he's a good player. Yeah,
exactly. Like I saw Cade was pissed when that shit happened. Like
yeah,
it's and I get it. Like you're losing one of your best players like
It's
just for nothing.
immature. Like
Yeah.
the start of the team is the mature guy, and now he's looking at these guys around him. He's like, this is immature.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. But I mean, imagine going to a game like that when the shit goes down. Like, I mean, not courtside, definitely not courtside,
Of
but like a
course.
safe distance. That sounds really sick to like watch. As long as no one like really seriously hurt, like this one, like that would be a fun watch.
Yeah. What do you think of Miles Bridges being like just immoral, bro, to tap a guy in the face? It's so fucked up. Someone
I
talked
mean, we're all on Beef Stew's side here, right? Like we,
between
especially,
those two for sure, but I
yeah,
don't know about Jalen Duren. I fuck with Jalen Duren. I don't
yeah,
think
Duren's cool.
whatever, but he's a big Friends fan. Okay.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I saw that with Zach Lowe.
yeah, and he likes Sour Patch a lot, so I really connect with him.
Mm.
Didn't he
Okay,
like switch out Sour Patch with like something
great,
else or something? Like
fucking
grapes.
great. He like two big, like the heavy ass like things.
That's why he's an all-star, bro. That's why he's an all-star.
Okay, let's move on to what we've been waiting for. Let's cover the trade deadline. You want to start from bottom to top, so you want to start off with the Bulls.
It is the Kings Cavs Bulls trade.
I mean, that wasn't all the same trade, right?
It was.
Yeah,
It was.
that was.
Was it? I don't know
This
why
one.
it was a different trade. Okay. All right. Sai, why don't you get us started? Or no, actually, Solid, you're Cavs.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, yeah. So Cavs had the Cavs got Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis. The Kings got DeAndre Hunter, 3-and-D wing as people call him, and then the Bulls got Darius Saric and 2 second-round picks. I think the Cavs absolutely won this trade. Just phenomenal use of their assets. They knew DeAndre Hunter had a really tough year, which is sad because he came in last year with his bestie Ty Jerome, and they were just cooking teams off the bench. I mean, like Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, the starting lineup would like bury teams, and then Hunter and Ty would come off the bench and just kill them. And now you kind of get that same thing with Dennis Schroeder gives the Cavs the ability to get downhill, which they really struggled with but when Garland was hurt, because he was always the guy getting 2 feet in the paint and dishing it out. Donovan, when he gets 2 feet in the paint, he generally looks to score. But now with Dennis and now with Harden, as we'll talk later, they actually can get 2 feet in the paint. They can collapse the defense and kick out for threes. And then you start to get that feel of what the Cavs looked like last year because that was what Ty Jerome used to do. He would get deep in the paint. He usually settled for floaters, but he was very efficient, a good passer. Keon Ellis kind of brings some perimeter defense, point of attack defense that they haven't had in a while. That they lost with Isaac Okoro. They tried to replace him with Lonzo Ball, future Warrior. But I don't know what the Kings are really their plan is. I think they could have got a little more for Keon Ellis. I don't really know what DeAndre Hunter does for them. And now he has like some eye issues. He probably saw them play for a little bit and then he's had some eye problems. And then the Bulls are just asset management. They're just picking up picks, which is
Good for
smart.
them. Bulls are fucking easy winners for me in this trade. They didn't even have to be involved in this. They
Yeah.
Yeah.
get two picks out, right? So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree with Salah. Like, this is a team that needed some like defenders. Keanu Ellis is perfect fit there. DeAndre Hunter's been really disappointing. Hasn't been much of a shooter all year. I do think getting that Dennis Schroeder contract is like not. I mean, it's a couple years longer than DeAndre Hunter, but also for a second apron team, the fact that you're shedding some salary is a great. Like, that's great. And yeah.
Yeah, they
I
save
don't
so
really
much
get what
money.
the Kings are doing. Like, they're a losing team. I guess DeAndre Hunter is like a negative value player at the moment, so it's a good thing for a losing team at the end of the day, more than
Yeah,
Keon Ellis and Schroeder would be. But I don't really get it. I mean, sure, he's a wing, he's a solid enough wing, but like I don't think he's very additive. And especially for a team like this with all these wings who really just like feel like losing players, it just like doesn't make sense to pick up another one.
yeah. I think Cavs are big. Like Bulls, forget about it. I think they're even bigger winners than the Cavs, just for what they again didn't need to be involved. Kings, I don't know what you're doing. At the same time, like Shooter is a guy you assume would be traded because he could help a contending team like the Cavs. Keon Ellis also, his trade value just fallen. Like imagine in 2024, his trade value was probably at a peak. You probably could have gotten. I think they wanted a first round pick for him actually to start this year, and then he was just not good. So I think they sold low on him. Cavs got him at a good price. DeAndre Hunter just, in theory, he's better than both of those guys, but he just hasn't been that this year. I'm assuming the Kings will flip him again at some point. Maybe like good player on a bad team type thing once he recovers from his injury. But I really like what the Cavs did. They have an actual playmaking and scoring guard now, and Dennis Schroeder. Someone who gets downhill, he can get to the line actually pretty well. At least on the Warriors, I remember him doing it very well.
I think,
He's a
yeah.
solid playmaker. And Keon Ellis, if he has spacing, he's proven to be a very good defender and a pretty solid shooter. Hasn't been that this year, but I'm hoping it'll trend upward. So
I
yeah,
was gonna
definitely.
say, like, with Schroeder and Harden, you're getting kind of Darius Garland in the aggregate, a little older, but like you get the same kind of value there, even
Yeah,
though like Harden is a little bit of a better player at this moment.
yeah, yeah, I agree. All
So
right,
what would you guys grade the for each team?
you want to grade each team individually, and
Yeah, why
then
not?
okay. So what do you guys give the Cavs?
I
I
would
get
give them a A minus. Yeah,
A for me.
I give them an A. I don't see There's nothing else I don't think you would have gotten for Hunter. And then what do you give the Kings?
a C minus probably.
I give him a C too. Maybe you can flip DeAndre when he's on an expiring deal
Yeah,
for
I'll give them a
another
solid C. I
seconds.
think Hunter's not as bad as he's been this year, and like again, you could maybe flip him for a first rounder if he like goes back to what he was last year.
He really feels like such a Kings player though, really.
He does. Well, because he's ass.
Barnes 2.0, bro.
At like empty stats kind of guy.
He is
And
he
that's
actually he's not even like I don't think he's ever been as good as Harrison Barnes.
Really?
Yeah.
Last season, you don't think he was better than Harrison Barnes? Last year he was averaging like
Mm,
17, shooting like 38 from three,
I
no?
think that
yeah,
like
but
he was very similar to Harris Barnes.
his defense and rebounding is genuinely atrocious. He's more like a
I thought his
Rui Hachimura than a three and
uh,
D guy,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
Like Jalen Tyson's like the exact opposite in the
Yeah.
best ways.
Oh,
Tyson's so good at basketball.
nice. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jalen Tice.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
DeAndre Hunter shot 43% from three with the Cavs last year. Oh, when he was on the Cavs. Overall, he didn't shoot as well from three, but wow, yeah. Okay. And what do we give the Bulls? I'm giving A plus. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. I think they ended up trading Sarge later even, so
good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next trade. So this is a huge one. We can spend some time on it. So out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
And I think this was one of the last days of trade deadline. We're just chilling, and we get a trade for Jaren Jackson Jr. So Utah trades Kyle Anderson, Walter Clayton Jr., Taylor Hendricks, George Niang, and 3 future first rounders for Jaren Jackson Jr., John Conchar, Jacques Landale, and Vince Williams Jr. Again, confusing from my end why the Jazz were trying to win now. I guess they saw that they were somewhat competitive. Keontae took a huge jump this year. Was in all-star conversations for sure. Lauri Markkanen, big bounce back year from his down year last year. And then, yeah, I guess they have like a nice little big three. Ace Bailey, I guess, is okay. Has been like pretty solid. Like I feel like in his last, I sent you guys a stat. I think in his last like 10 games, he's been pretty solid. I don't know how he's been doing his last week, but before that, he was doing well. Yeah, and then of course they have the first round pick this year, which they're tanking to get it maybe like at least top 9, right? But like maybe top 5 if they continue losing games. And then Grizzlies, they've been wanting to blow things up. So yeah, I like it for them. What do you guys think?
I was gonna say, this is a very weird trade, and it kind of kicked off the other weird trades that happened later, which we'll talk about. But yeah, Jaren to the Jazz, kind of out of nowhere. It's a good fit. I really like it with Laurie and Walker Kessler when they re-signed him this offseason. And it's really, if anything, a huge buy on Keontae George. Like they really believe he is their point guard of the future and that they can be a win now team immediately. And that's a big buy, especially from a guy like who's had a great season, averaging like 24 on pretty good efficiency, but like it's his first year being that good, right? Last year, like Isaiah Collier was playing a lot more than him, and now he's suddenly like the franchise point guard of the Jazz. So it's a big buy on him. I think they got some good guys as well, Conchar and Vince Williams. And then the Grizzlies, I really like it for them. You get Walter Clayton, who's basically a first round pick. He's an old guy. He's an older pick, but still a
Yeah.
young asset. Taylor Hendricks, another guy who's like played a couple years, but could be a potential. He was a top 10 pick as well. And then these three future first round picks are pretty decent, right? It's the Lakers pick next year. You never know. That team could be completely different next year with all the cap space and LeBron, who you really don't know what's going to go on there. Next year, it's the most favorable of Utah, Cleveland, and Minnesota. And with the Jazz in the West, you don't really know.
Yeah.
And again, since there's just so much options, the Cavs could be anything, the Minnesota could be anything. That's a decent pick. And then the real like great pick is this Phoenix Suns pick in 2031, right? That's a team really, really surprising season. Maybe Jordan not completely changes the franchise, but at the end of the day, they don't have a lot of assets to become an amazing team for the future. So that's like more likely than not a lottery pick. So I think three pretty decent picks, even though they're not directly Utah's. I think you come around with a pretty good haul for Jaren. And I think more than anything, they sold at the right time, in my opinion. Not on
Yeah.
Ja, maybe, but because you couldn't expect Ja to just like be this awful kind of all of a sudden, right? But the fact that Bane got them a huge haul, and we've seen how the Magic are playing, like not worth it, definitely. And then Jaren getting this big of a haul, who I think is more worth it in this case. I just think it's a great get for the Grizzlies. Utah, I'm a little more questionable. Like it's an interesting trade. I'm okay with Danny going all in on this core, but it's like it's a tough West. I don't know for certain they're a playoff team, you know?
It's hard because they've been rebuilding for like 4 years now, I guess. After
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert left in 2021, maybe 2022. I'm not too sure, but um, you're right, Si. It's like they're really buying in on Keontae George, but the real question is, can Keontae George, Jaren Jackson, and Lowry be a top 6 team in the West next year?
Yes. Sorry, continue.
You think so?
I really do. I really do. I because I had this exact thought, right? And I was looking at the Western Conference standings. We can take a brief look at that. I don't want to interrupt you, but like I would say like Thunder, Spurs, Rockets, Nuggets, fair to say they'd still be there. Timberwolves still there. After that, who is there, right? I'll give you
Okay,
a
I
few.
still think we'll put the Lakers in there. They still have Luca.
Okay. You have the Lakers. Let's say Braun retires or like is last year's next year, right?
Yeah.
You have the Lakers, you have the Suns, Warriors, Blazers, Clippers, Mavs, Grizzlies, no. So I think the Jazz can be better than the Mavs next year. I think the Jazz can be better than the Clippers next year. Depending on what the Clippers do, I think they trade Kawhi this offseason.
Okay.
Blazers, again, like kind of, I don't know what change they're going to make to their team that suddenly makes them a playoff team. Dame, I don't know. Suns, mid. Warriors, mid. I think the Jazz could be like Lakers level, which is like a 5 or 6 seed
I
next
think
year.
they would be
It's
like a
another.
seven seed sounds fair. I think them
Yeah.
and the Blazers kind of in that similar tier.
I'll take
Yeah.
the Jazz over the Blazers. Dude, Jazz have
Yeah,
been
definitely. That's
good
fair.
No,
teams this year.
I mean, Will Hardy's been shown to be like a team that kind of he overachieves with the roster he has. Like maybe they'll be a really good team. I don't know.
well, overachieving when you have no expectations is different than overachieving when you
Definitely.
have expectations.
Definitely.
Very true. Yeah.
I'm just like a little bit like I'm not confused by it for the Jazz. I understand like it's not like you can't just rebuild forever. Um, but I don't know. Three first is a lot for Jaren Jackson. I also don't like Jaren Jackson that much, even though I like his fit with Walker and with Lowry.
I think
I
it's a
mean, like,
great fit.
dude, yeah, but he's gonna foul out in like 30 minutes and then
I mean, Walker is like the perfect guy next to him, though. A real rim
yeah,
protector, rebounder, where Jaren can just like be that weak side guy like he used to be with next to Steven Adams. Makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. Laurie is a like perfect three. He works there. It doesn't really matter if he's a three or four. And I think Jaren can work similarly, just kind of like being off ball, driving, doing his weird push shot shit, and like getting in transition, like getting mismatches and stuff like that. I think I really like the fit overall. You're
Mhm.
Ace Bailey, the two, like is who is there too? We don't really know. Maybe
Yeah.
Sensabaugh kind of figures it out.
Yeah.
The defense on the perimeter is a little questionable, but the interior defense might be one of the best in the league. Like that is a Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, like Wemby, whoever the four is there, like very level of interior defense. That's pretty menacing.
And
I
we're
like Collier too off the bench.
Collier's so good, dude. Oh my god, I was so wrong about him. Like out of college, I really was very, very low on him. At least he was projected to be like top five before he started at USC.
Right.
I was like, I don't fucking see it as a. He's. I still don't see it as a great scorer, but his playmaking numbers are like stupid. He's like Rondo basically.
Yep. He's
But
also playing 48 minutes though in those games, which is crazy. They're
yeah,
tanking
but we're
hard.
not. Why are we acting like they don't have a like the top like a very good pick next year? This could very well be a top three pick. They could land. I know that Danny Ainge has been wanting to get BYU legend AJ DeMonza, so like that could be your two or three next, and
Dude,
that's
Darren Peterson would be a perfect fit.
Darren Peterson would be crazy, dude. Like, and Darren Peterson, these are all like win now guys. We expect
Yeah.
all three of these guys to be like, yeah, win now pieces who can all play defense. I think. So
Debensa, I'm not sure she's sold on. I don't think.
Darren Peterson can play defense, so
Yeah, no, Debensa, I'm saying like AJ. I don't think
there's
a defender yet.
maybe not, but he has the like size
This
to be.
the yeah,
Like,
the tools
look at
for
his
sure.
team, right? I'm just looking at the roster. Kyle, I'm going like it's a random order. I think it's literally by. Actually, I don't know what this is by.
They'll have
But
cap space too, by the way, next year, so they can add
Well, they
some.
have to re-sign Kessler, I think, is a big part of their
Oh, they
cap
do.
it's
They
space.
gonna be a
do.
huge
Yeah.
contract too.
Yeah.
But like you have Keontae George, Ace Bailey, Isaiah Collier, three very, very solid pieces. Kyle Filipowski, again, he's having kind of the same year as he did last year. Bryce Sensabaugh, another solid piece. Also tradable piece. Like they have tradable pieces. Laurie, Yusuf Nurkic is having a weirdly good year. We don't talk about Cody Williams, Kevin Love, whatever. All right. Walker Kessler, Jaren Jackson Jr., Vince Williams, who had a really good rookie
Yeah.
year like 2 years ago
Solid.
and kind of fell off the face of the earth. And then John Contra, whatever. But like they have
So,
very, very solid young guys
but
on
so
this
now
team.
they have to pay in this offseason. Are they going to pay both Walker Kessler and Keontae then?
Definitely. I mean, I think the Keontae is an extension, so it's the year after, but it is an expensive team if I'm not
Yeah,
completely sold. Like you have a top four you're paying a ton of money to
yeah.
Yeah, I
very
mean Walker
quick.
Kessler for some reason has been in trade talks for like years. I don't know what they. I don't think you can play Laurie three like he did it in Cleveland. I don't think it makes sense though. It's just a weird like
I don't
Jaren
why
Jackson
though?
Jr.
Like he's a
Wait,
very
actually, no.
perimeter
I think you
player.
could. I think you could.
He's not the ball. I don't think he has the ball handling to play the three, dude. Like you would. I would much rather someone like Ace Bailey or
You don't
like
need to play the three and have ball handling. Like, I don't think ball handling is a thing that could happen any position.
no.
It's not a
I
position based thing in my opinion.
but like okay, but you want to have at least like a few. I think three
No,
out of
I agree. Like I think Jaren's a ball handler though.
he's a
And I
ball. It's like a weird.
But he's a self-creator though. Like he can.
yeah.
He
Exactly.
can.
It's not great. These both. Okay, we should talk about that. These guys average like some of the lowest assist stats in the league. Did you guys see that stat? I forget
Right.
exactly what it was, but for like points per game, they're like ranked like 20 point per game scores. They rank at the very bottom at like
That's
one or
fair.
two assists per game,
Yeah.
especially for the minutes they play. Laurie and Jaren Jackson Jr. They're not creators.
It's different though. Laurie's like I am a catch and shoot weapon kind of thing, right? Jaren's like I am not passing the ball, basically, if I get
Yeah, but they need someone. I mean, like Keontae also is a pretty solid playmaker, but they
he's a
need
great
like
playmaker.
yeah, yeah. I'm intrigued by
Vince
this team.
Williams is a great playmaker. You can put him at the two. I think that
Remember
would be
the
great too.
random stretch of
Yeah, you just
this,
add like double digits assists. That was wild.
yeah, like 17 assists in like a couple of games. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, we talked so long about this. What do you guys give the grades for these two teams?
I'd probably give the Grizzlies like an A minus. Just because it's kind of sad to see that this is the end of the Jaren Jackson era. With John, they went to second round, right? That was the farthest they
Yep.
got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one time against the Warriors.
And then I give the Jazz probably like a B plus.
Hmm.
I think I'm a little lower on the Jazz front just because I feel like they're going to get really expensive really quick for a mediocre team. Like it
Yeah.
really just gives me Toronto Raptors West vibes.
Mhm.
Which again, pretty good team. They have a good core piece, but it's like, why are you paying this much money to be decent? So I would
I'm happy
go.
that there's somebody trying to get
That's
decent.
true. That's
So
fair. That's fair. Especially like looking at them right now, it's like
It's funny we're
you
talking
want.
about them trying to tank
Yeah,
like purposely.
exactly.
We're like, but at least they're trying to get better.
I would go like a B minus for the Jazz, and then for the Grizz, I would go an A. Like I really like the haul. It's pretty good, and
Yeah.
just the perfect time to sell too.
I'm going for sure right on the B for the Grizzlies. Oh, I mean, not the Grizzlies, the Jazz. Only because, like, in theory, they traded 3 first-round picks for Jaren. They could have also blown it up with Laurie and gotten 3 more first-round picks for him. I said the same thing to you guys earlier. Like, that's 6 first-round picks, potential, like a swing of 6 first-round picks right there. You could have got Keontae is super young, Ace Bailey's super young, AJ, Darren, whoever the fuck, super young. And then you have 6 more first-rounders over the next few years that you could use to potentially get multiple more for top 5 picks.
Yep.
But again, like they're trying to be competitive. I think the West is slowing down. Like the older guys in the West, like KD, LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, all kind of like slowing down. So I think like it's fine to go all in. So I respect it. So I give it a B. Grizzlies A. I think I like Walter Clayton Jr. as well. I think that's an under. Like they got some decent young talent back. In
No.
addition to the picks. So yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Sai, you want to start that one off?
Yeah, this one's a smaller deal compared to the other two, but Bulls, Pistons, and Timberwolves do a three-team deal. Chicago Bulls get Mike Conley and Jaden Ivey. The Pistons get Kevin Huerter, Dario Saric, and a first-round pick swap with the Minnesota Timberwolves this year. And then the Timberwolves basically lose some cap or get some cap space by trading away Conley, which I think got them below the first apron. So big deal for them. At the time, a lot of rumors maybe Giannis goes to the Timberwolves. They try to get that salary for him. They ended up doing it for Ayo Dosunmu, which we'll talk about soon. But really, I feel like the Pistons getting this is their deal, right? This is what they're doing for the final playoff push. In my opinion, it gives me a lot of Gordon Hayward vibes from when OKC kind of got him. Not a huge like Kevin Huerter shooter, not hasn't shot well this year at all, but he can play that Duncan Robinson, Beasley kind of role, being a roamer, just like being creating space. And then Jaden Ivey to the Bulls is like interesting, right? They're going after a lot of guards like we've seen. And Jaden Ivey is a restricted free agent this year, but I think the Bulls are a good team for him. Like you just have so many ball handlers, though. I don't know if he's going to get buried there with Giddy. I don't think they're keeping Simons after this year, so that's not a problem. But like Dillingham, um, Colin Sexton, I think is a free agent, so not maybe not him either. But there's just like a lot of guys in that room,
People on that
so I'm
team.
interested.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
So
both are just like farming guards. Trey Jones
Yeah,
is there too. Like
yep.
yeah.
yeah, Sexton too. Yeah,
They're
I
literally
don't.
the Hornets 2.0, bro. The Hornets from like earlier, even now, like so this the Hornets have like a surplus of guard. Super weird. Yeah, Sal, what are your thoughts on the trade?
Not much honestly. I'd probably give the Bulls like a B minus just because like I don't know if you need to be Jaden Ivey's a nice project, but he didn't he tear his ACL like last year?
He tore his fib or broke his fibula or something.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It wasn't as severe as ACL, but he's missed
He
a lot of
broke his
time.
leg, basically.
And for the Pistons, it's kind of the same read as Sai is like it's a Duncan Robinson insurance in case he's has a bad playoff game or something like that. Um,
Yeah.
the team needs shooting, they need some offense. Not that Kevin Hurt has been a great shooter this year, but still, yeah, I don't really have much else to say on it, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would go Bulls. I like the deal for them actually because I just think Ivy's a good buy low candidate for and has a lot of potential still to give out. So I would give him like a B plus. Pistons, I didn't really like it at all. The pick swap they got is interesting because Minnesota's probably going to finish around like 21, 22, and then Detroit could be 29 or 30. So it's like a
yeah,
good eight pick bump. And then but you also have to take on Saric and then Herder I'm just not super high on. So I would give him like a C. And
Yeah.
then Minnesota, I think it's a great deal for them. I think it's an A. Especially, we know Conley just goes back. So it's like
yeah.
you lose 8 spots, but you get so much cap space where you can absorb just later. I think it's a great deal.
Yeah, I agree. Jaden Ivey, tank commander. You guys probably saw that weird play he had on the Bulls.
Yeah.
Um, I don't really know what to say. I feel like Ivy is who he is at this point. I feel like he had a lot of potential. Like 2022 NBA draft, we thought he was going to be much better than he has. Shown flashes like a 15 point per game scorer, but I don't see it. I don't see him being a starter in the league. Pistons, I don't mind the flyer on Kevin Herter, given that you're already not relying much on Ivy to win these games for you. So like, what the fuck? Like, just take a shot at a shooter. maybe he plays like Duncan Robinson has this year. Like none of us were a fan of Duncan Robinson deal. I feel like we thought they overpaid for him. Kevin Hurd, you're buying
He's been
low.
good though.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
that we didn't care for the Duncan Robinson deal, and look at how well he's been. Like how
Right.
well he's been for that team. Kevin Hurd, more or less the same. Like he has been an elite shooter in the past, even though that was like maybe like 6 years ago. But yeah, I don't hate it. And the Timberwolves, sure, Conley's gonna go back. Is Conley worth the giving up the 21st pick? I don't know. But you're under. You save money, so yeah. I didn't think Gav gave grades, but I feel like I agree with whatever you guys said.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on to the next one? This is an interesting one because we're already talking about the Bulls, but the Bulls traded Nikola Vucevic for Anthony Simons of the Celtics. So the Bulls got Anthony Simons and a second rounder, and the Celtics got Vucevic and another second
And I
rounder.
believe the second rounder was 2026 Pelicans this year, so it's a very good second rounder.
Yeah, it's like 34th, 33rd, 32nd.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, high pick. I like this a lot for the Celtics. They're trying to win now. Vucevic, like playing, he probably won't play more than like 25 minutes a game max. He's basically a Horford replacement. He can't play defense, but he can stretch the floor and he can actually score for himself very easily. And he's a solid playmaker. So I really like it. Bulls, I don't know, are you saving money on this? I'm not totally sure about the contract situation.
No, Bulls are taking on more money. The Celtics are saving like $7 million or something. But for them, who's like a huge they were at the time a first apron team in the luxury tax, I think it's a great deal. Especially like, I mean, we were all kind of concerned coming into the season, the Celtics center rotation, and they've really kind of figured it out. Like Keita's been really good for them. Garza's been decent. I feel like Vucevic is kind of like a slight upgrade on what Garza gives you. Just like a 3-point shooter, post up a bit. But also just the amount of money you save is great. Second round picks, like Bulls got at least something for Vucevic, but the fact that they waited this long is just crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, what are they waiting for?
Like you could have gotten a first rounder a couple of years ago, or even a year ago, maybe. And which was having a great year last year.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they waited way too long. Like, and they continue waiting too long. What have they got in now for all of those guys that were on that
They got one first round pick, I think, with the DeRozan trade, and it was their own pick that they traded away.
No, but they didn't get a first for Lonzo, for DeMar,
no, for LaVine,
for Vucevic. Like,
that's crazy, bro. That's fucking insane.
And Caruso, not to mention.
Caruso, like that's crazy.
Well, they got some players back, but
no, for sure. But it's like,
not
come on,
players that are worth like.
What are they going into a rebuild with? No picks? Like this is crazy. Like they have a ton of second round picks, but like and a ton of guards. That's really all their roster is.
And they have Josh Giddey, they have an all-star caliber player, kind of.
And I like Simons. Like I feel like he's a pretty good player. And he's gonna be a free agent, probably go to a decent team this year.
Exactly.
But
he's a bench player on a good team, not on the fucking Bulls. Like
yeah.
There's no way anyone pays a first rounder for Anthony Simons at any point. So I don't know.
I'm kind of iffy on it for Boston, honestly. I mean, like what I do like is that Vucevic is a good rebounder and he can punish mismatches. And Boston actually has players that'll throw the ball to him when he's sealing someone off, which I don't think the Bulls are really doing, despite their plethora of guards. Well, I guess that's now, but they weren't making those entry passes, which the Celtics will do. But I think I saw a stat opponent shoot 73% at the rim against Vucevic. Puts him near Jokic level in terms of defending the rim. And it's just like the good thing though is that Keita is like kind of the exact opposite of Vucevic in a lot of ways. So I guess you kind of have that you kind of use both in different situations. But I don't know. I don't know. In the NBA nowadays, rim protection is way too important. And being able to have some sort of rim deterrent is so important. And it just feels like Vucevic, he won't ever actually play meaningful playoff minutes because he just can't defend the rim. Like I'm imagining the Cavs playing the Celtics, and like Donovan Mitchell just getting downhill every single play, and nobody's stopping him, just like he was in Denver yesterday.
I feel like Keita's season is going under the radar. Like he's been a really, really, really good player for the Celtics this year on both ends. I mean, and that's why I feel like he is the starter for that team.
Definitely.
And Vucevic, like at this point, Vucevic is like a Jonas Valanciunas type player. Like off the bench, he'll get like basically what the Nuggets wanted Jonas Valanciunas to do. You're kind of maybe definitely a bigger role for Vucevic on the Celtics, but around the same thing. You expect him to give up all the points that they're scoring, but if you can somehow keep the bench minutes like tied, You hold it down until the starters get back in the game. I don't hate it. Again, Horford is
Yeah.
a much better defender,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
Vucevic, I mean, he's not that. He's better offensively. So
Yeah.
I don't
So
hate
what I would say is I just think the money here is so important because they're saving $7 million. I think what I heard from like Bobby Marks or something about like they avoided the repeater tax or the repeater penalty, which is just huge. Like they've been in the luxury tax like 4 years in a row. And like this would be the first time they get out of it, which would be really big. And then also like Simons again, free agent, Vucevic also free agent. So I don't think you were getting a ton for Simons unless you like added more assets to him.
Yeah.
So it's like you get away with getting away with little money, and then you just get a bigger guy. Like you don't have a lot of centers on this roster. It's not a terrible
Yeah.
buy low.
yeah, that makes sense.
So for
Um,
me, I'd give like the Bulls like a C, and then the Celtics like a B plus.
yeah, I guess I agree. I would, yeah, I would hope. I
Yeah.
mean,
I like it
like
too.
at this point, I'm not sure what else the Bulls could have gotten for Vucevic, but if you take into account the last couple of years, I definitely
Yeah.
would like bring them down a bit. Celtics, I'm giving an A minus. I don't. I like Simons to me. Like you already had Peyton Pritchard, you already have like a decent enough playmaking and scoring on the team or in on the perimeter. I feel like adding an actual like solid offensive big is not bad. So I give them A minus. Fuck, I don't even care what the Bulls get. I don't know, like a B minus C. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'd probably grade the same.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the
Okay,
doozy.
so it's your time.
That was the oh wow. Okay, well the Clippers got Darius Garland and a 2026 second round pick. The Cavs got James Harden. And I was very impressed when this trade came out. I'm a little happier now that we're 2-0 with two double-digit comebacks in the last two games. That was a lot of fun. Um, it still hurts though. It's just like when you have homegrown talent, that very rarely does a player like Garland, who was called the worst player in the NBA statistically after his rookie season, pull them out of mediocrity. They won 19 games in his first season, I believe. Very rarely do you see a young player grow with the team to make them something. And it started with Garland. Then they got Mobley. Then they added Allen, and it was like they built the big three around Garland. So it hurts to see him go because it feels like if they were gonna win, they should win with him. Unfortunately, it's a business. And Harden undoubtedly makes them better today. Um, in 3 years, I don't know that they'll be better off. But this trade basically told me that the Cavs gave up on Garland and they gave up on his toes. He had surgery on his right toe or something, and then he hurt his left toe again this year. He's had a bunch of just unlucky injuries, which people talk about his playoff success or whatever. But the reality is against the Knicks in that first year in 2023, that was his first playoffs, and he was arguably played better than Donovan Mitchell for some of it. Um, the Pacers series last year is almost overblown. Like, oh no, the Cavs are choked. Dude, like Hunter missed a game, Mobley missed time, Garland missed time. That's three of like your main players. The way that series went down was unfortunate, but the Pacers were just a better team. And I think that's okay. Um,
Is it? I don't know. I mean, you guys won 60 games last year, man.
well, but I think that maybe fully healthy, the Cavs are a better team. But I think
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair, fair, fair.
where they
Yeah,
were, I think the Pacers were better, and they proved that. I mean, they took OKC to 7 games, and
definitely. Yeah,
that's impressive.
definitely.
Um, I still have a lot of questions about the Harden fit. Everybody's kind of like parading around it, like this is perfect. And Harden does have that honeymoon stage kind of vibe where he'll show up to a new team and it'll be every time. It'll be,
When he joined the Sixers, remember that Rockets photo or the Nets photo of him?
Yeah.
It was the Rockets photo, and then he went to the Nets where he lost like it looks like he lost like 20 pounds.
yeah, it's
He's
all
had a
roses.
hilarious exit on every team. It's pretty
Every
crazy.
team. But I think this one with Clippers wasn't as bad. I don't think he went there and was like, "Yo, trade me right now." I think the Clippers said, "Hey, dude, we're not going to give you an extension." And he was like, "Okay, well, if you're not going to pay me, then ship me." I don't think it was like a "this sucks, get me out of here"
Yeah,
situation
right.
because
Mutual.
they were playing really well. They were 17-4 over their last 21 games. But what I will say about this Harden thing with the fit with the Cavs, it looks really good right now, just because they're starting Tyson and they're starting Merrill, and when him and Allen are running this pick and roll, this floor is super spaced. And he can get to the lob, he can get to the bounce pass, he can kick to the shooter, right? Um, with Mobley and Allen, that changes a lot. And the question still, whether Garland is there or not, is can the Cavs work with two bigs? Because the minutes that the two bigs have had over the course of their careers, they're actually net positive. Um, but it's not as high as you'd want to see. Um, and I do wonder if it's Mobley instead of Merrill, which it probably will be in that starting lineup. Kenny Atkinson has to be really creative with the sets that he brings to the table because it's still the question of two bigs, two non-shooting bigs. Especially Mobley, like whenever he comes back from injury, I would put money that he struggles from three when he gets back in a couple weeks or a week or so.
I mean,
Um,
he's already struggled from three this year, man. Not,
he
I mean,
started off pretty hot and then he kind of tailed off a little bit.
yeah,
Um,
he's
I don't
now
know.
shooting, what is it, 30% from three this year, Mobley is.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah.
What was your guys' take on this trade?
Yeah, I agree with you in a lot of like they just gave up on Garland, which is really disappointing. And they see the East is wide open this year, which I completely agree, right? Like this is the time to get on top of the East. The Pistons, again, great team, but you're not completely sold on if they are, a championship caliber, right? They could just be entering their prime, not in it yet. Um, and I like Harden as a fit, like you said, like maybe there are some question marks when Mobley comes back. But I think Harden just makes a lot of these bigs better in a way Garland doesn't as much, even though they're both great facilitators in the same way.
Yeah.
And I think another thing is maybe the NBA is just finding like the small guards kind of seeing that if they can upgrade for guys who offer more size, it's just a better like it's harder to attack Harden than it is Garland, right? Garland's tiny, he can't get around any screens. It's just hard to, and especially with the toe injuries, like it's really tough. But I think the Clippers, right, like they really got a great player out of it. Like Garland, they can take their time, rehabilitate him, and then he can still be additive with Kawhi. Like, who knows if Kawhi is going to be there long term? But the fact that they have a real centerpiece now for the rest of their like immediate term, medium term future is pretty interesting. And with the cap space that they're going to have next season, maybe they can build a real like solid team around Garland. But yeah, it's really sad that the team kind of like fell or like it felt like Garland was like the scapegoat of the disappointing, which I don't
Yeah.
think is completely unfair, but it's just kind of disappointing because I feel like he had a really good season last year and it just sucks how it fell apart so quick.
Yeah,
The Clippers to me get an A, by the way. You just
Yeah.
got 10 years younger.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, my opinion, I could start off with the Clippers. It's very easy. This season, I don't really know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing next year. You're probably not going to win anytime soon. So why not just trade for a young all-star? It's
Yeah.
easy. You weren't going to win with Harden anyway. But and you got a second round pick. So
Yeah.
for the Harden, for the Cavs side of things, like I know, like you said, I think it's a very emotional loss, right? You this homegrown talent in Garland who struggled early in his career and took you guys to the playoffs multiple times. Again, career year last year after like looking pretty bad the year before that. Um, and it's just the playoffs. I think and it's not necessarily all his fault, right? But he has struggled. He hasn't had one good playoff year. Right? Like you look at the stats, his shooting falls off significantly. He's obviously not a good defender. And it just seemed like it was time for the Cavs to make a change. Do I think Garland was was the correct answer? I don't know, but they had to make some change. It's either Evan Mobley or Jared Allen or Darius Garland. I think Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell were the easy untouchables on that team. And then I don't think Jared Allen just has that much value to other teams. And like I said, East is wide open. Like I could see the Cavs beating the Pistons. I think your offense is better than the Pistons. And I'm not at all worried about Evan Mobley when coming back because we've seen Harden just elevate bigs his entire career. Like Clint Capella is in the NBA a lot of that due to Harden in those early Rockets days. He overtook Dwight Howard's starting spot on those Rockets at times
But that's what
because
he's done for Allen, though. He's done that for Allen already. But what does it look like when they're both on the floor?
it's the thing, right? Like I just think James Harden's an elite playmaker. I think he'll give Evan Mobley wide open threes, and he can also I think he'll unlock both bigs. I think he did it for Zubac last year as well. He's done it in the past for the Nets
And I
for guys
think
like
I would
Claxton.
say like Mobley in the short role, I feel like James Harden can unlock as well. Like Mobley's a great passer, and
Yeah,
they have him and Allen can have a connection there. Like start those pick and rolls with Mobley and see where they go, like pick and pop, pick and roll. Like I think there's optionality there that Garland just like as good of a passer as he was, it felt like he was a more like he would kick out the shooters, kind of like manipulate the defense to get any pick and rolls. Like he wasn't as great an alley-oop passer and also, like, we're seeing they're staggering these minutes quite a bit with Garland, or sorry, Harden and Donovan.
Yeah.
Another quick thing I wanted to add was just like it feels like Mitchell has a lot of power in Cleveland. If this trade is going through, like obviously he's eligible for an extension, I believe, this offseason. So, um, getting this Harden trade was a big step in retaining him. So he is the new man, like Jalen Tyson said. Like he's the guy in Cleveland.
It's his
Yeah.
city. No, it's not his
It's
city.
his city. Yeah.
But definitely Donovan low key pushing some like, hey, like this isn't working right now. Like we need to get better. But
Yep.
the one thing that'll always stand with the Cavs is can they rebound and can they be physical? And I'm looking at the East and I'm looking at the Pistons, I'm looking at the Knicks and the Raptors as three pretty physical teams that'll put it on you, if you're not ready. Pause. Um, and and I think that I don't know, man. I feel like the Pistons are just like I'm looking at beef stew.
They're
Like, can you
down
imagine him
top, bro.
coming after Evan Mobley like that, bro? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what Evan's doing there.
Wait,
Um,
let me ask you something. Would you have preferred they trade Jared Allen for Zubac? Would you feel better about the whole like big man
I
versus?
would
I
nah,
for
would too.
sure.
I think
wouldn't.
Zubac is much less soft than the likes of Jared Allen. Uh,
Yeah, but in the end of the day, like schematically, like that changes nothing.
Right, but it's like
I
no one
just
can rebound like that.
Harden, no, but
Like one of the best.
Harden for Garland, like that adds major changes to
oh
not only
no,
the
no, yeah,
offense
I
but
agree.
the
I'm saying in
defense
addition to
too.
this, I'm
I
saying
think
if
the
we had
offensive rebounding difference is just huge, though. Like I feel like the toughness and offensive rebounding is just like a big thing that we've seen the Cavs struggle with, and
Mitchell
mainly
Robinson
because of Allen
was doing like
and Mobley.
yeah, even
Yeah,
like Miles Turner was cooking. Yeah, what's it called? Had seemed to have like get the better of these guys. I think one underrated thing is the Cavs offense. It looks so beautiful in the regular season, and it tends to somewhat fall apart in the playoffs and look way more stagnant. And I think Harden, again, it sounds crazy, but I think Harden does fix that. Just his ability to get to the line is something Garland could not do.
yeah.
I think it's a new element to guys in those in those half court possessions where you're against an elite team and you just can't get anything going. Donovan Mitchell was the only guy who could actually consistently do that on your team, and now you have two guys who again, I know you hate to hear it, but who are elite at getting at doing that. So yeah,
I mean,
I really like. I do. I know it sucks to hear, but I like it. At least for this season, I'm really excited to see what this backcourt can do.
no, I mean, I'm all in too. Like, now I'm happy that they've done this trade. It hurts, but I'm still happy. But for James Harden, this is it. Like, other than Houston, I don't know if there's ever been an environment for him to succeed in more than this.
Sixers. That was their one.
Brooklyn?
Even with Sixers, like I kind of like the fit with him and Allen more than I did with him and Embiid.
I thought their connection was great though with him
Yeah,
It
and
was
Embiid.
great. It was great.
Allen
But
can
But
do.
like
Like I just think they got unlucky with this with Harden just like dying in game 6 and 7 against.
is that unlucky or that's just how he
No,
is? Like
unlucky. I
I
mean, he
did
just
hear Zach Lowe was like all these games they better sweep the entire East in like 5 games or like it's gonna look rough in those game sixes and sevens.
yeah, yeah, no. Like, but the good thing about that is in game 6 and 7, now you have Donovan Mitchell who can
Yeah, he's a
actually
playoff riser.
he's a
Yep.
playoff riser.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
I,
You're just not relying on Harden as much as you
yeah,
do like
which
in
is
the
why he should succeed because now you don't need to do as much as you usually do.
Right.
And here's another guy you can give it to. And Allen is a very mobile. He's got good hands. He's got decent touch. Like, Embiid wasn't the roller that Allen is. Embiid is like a nice short roll, like in terms of hard rolling. I don't know
Yeah.
if Allen's even Zubac is a bit of a slow-footed, better touch, but even sometimes his hands are
It's
okay.
definitely closest to like Capella like that he's had in a while.
Exactly. And so
Yeah.
I think like for James is like, bro, like if you're gonna win a ring, it's gonna be this year and it has to be with this team.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Harden ring honestly in 2020. I mean, he's so far back from the Steph conversation at this point. It doesn't really bother me. Him and Russ, like I remember in 2017, I'd be rooting on their downfalls. No, I could not care less.
Donovan
You're in
Mitchell,
LeBron convos now, man.
Donovan
KD
Mitchell,
convos.
Finals MVP would be a very interesting conversation to
And
have
it's his city, bro. It's his
in his
fucking
city.
city.
Yeah.
He's
It
got
would be
as
a
big a
city.
teammate
Yeah,
as
you can't
LeBron.
deny it. You can't deny it. I don't even know if Braun would come back after that. Like,
Fuck no.
Oh,
yeah.
that's actually I was thinking about this also. Um, if the Cavs do win the championship or even make the finals, I don't know that LeBron comes back. I'm like
No.
75% sure he's coming back to the Cavs next
I could
year.
see the finals if they lose, but
If
like,
they lose, yeah, maybe,
yeah,
maybe. But he's not gonna go to a team that just won the
yeah,
championship.
No
definitely,
shot. No
definitely.
shot. He wants to be like and it'll look bad.
He got to be look like the savior for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
All right, let's
What
move
do you
on
guys?
to the next deal
Wait,
real
wait.
quickly.
All right, what do you give the trade? Did you
Oh
trade?
yeah, good point, good point. Garland, like the Clippers, I give an A minus. Cavs, I give a B plus. Like I think it's pretty good.
Me too.
Like you have to do what you have to do.
I give
Yeah.
the Clippers an A. I give the Cavs. I would give the Cavs an A for this year, but in case it doesn't, like in the next couple years, A minus. It'll have
10-year difference is crazy, but like it's also James Harden.
I don't know what else the Clippers could have gotten for James Harden, honestly. Like, this is the best young piece.
Definitely.
You got an all-star who's like 20.
And he's a free agent this year. Like, you gotta, it's crazy.
LA, so he might actually stay.
Yep.
Like Garland.
Yeah.
Long-term. And you can get maybe free agents to come play with him. So, who wouldn't want to play with Darius Garland? Okay.
Very true.
Donovan Mitchell, I guess. Okay, let's continue. So, sorry. So, let's go to the Hornets. This is fucking crazy trade, too. Hornets Bulls. The Chicago Bulls traded for Colin Sexton, Usman Jang, 2029 second rounder, at least favorable between the Nuggets and the Hornets. New York's second round pick in 2031 and Denver's 2031 second round pick as well. Hornets, more guards for them. Mike Conley, who again since then has been waived, I think, or traded.
He's going back to the Wolves. Right?
He's gonna, he hasn't signed officially, but Sham said he's gonna go to the thing. Kobe White is the big get for the Hornets. Basically, a Kobe White for Colin Sexton swap for a few extra second round picks.
And I think one of the second round picks got like removed because Kobe White failed his physical too. So it wasn't even 3; it's only 2.
Was he not playing for the Bulls?
No, he wasn't playing yesterday.
Okay, no, for the Bulls. I mean, before he. Was
Sexton. Sorry, I meant Kobe White. Like he was out for a calf injury.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, to me, like it's a nice. I thought Sexton actually was a big like presence in that locker room. He kind of helped give the Hornets somewhat of an identity this year. But Kobe White's an obvious upgrade. I wish a better team got Kobe White, honestly, but I like to see the Hornets succeed. They've been really good.
He's a UNC like North Carolina kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that helps a ton.
Yeah,
definitely would want to stay there too. I think he's a free agent, so like it helps him more likely to stay.
Yeah, he's a free agent. And sorry, I was just gonna say I kind of like if they can re-sign him for like a couple years, and then before kind of as like LaMelo insurance too, in case LaMelo goes off the rails, you kind of have a similar guy, and then when Khan's extension kicks in, you can kind of get Kobe off the books.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't trade much for him, and he's always like a guy you could probably get decent value.
A great six man. So.
And he has more value. He definitely has much more value than Colin Sexton. Honestly, this is like I don't know what the Bulls are doing, dude.
Yeah, they just waited too long again. They could have gone. Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're waiting till these contracts expire. It's insane.
Like, I don't know what they're thinking. Like, they're selling low on every single guy. Like, it's the obvious time to trade him when he's averaging like 25 and or 30 over a 10-game period last year. But no, you wait, trade him for Colin Sexton, who's going to be on a different team next year.
And 2 second-round picks instead of 3. Like, crazy. They get 1 second-round pick. That's so abysmal, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Not one.
I guess you get rid of that Conley contract, but like, who cares? You're not a team that worries. I mean, Reinsdorf is cheap, so I guess you like worry about the tax a bit. But it's so annoying. I give the Bulls like a D on this, and the Hornets like a B plus. Like,
yeah, I don't know why even a D, just an F. Like, I don't know what the.
Yeah, fair.
You could have gotten it in the first round. Like 100%, you could have gotten a first round pick. I mean, the way Kobe White was playing last year, you could maybe get 2 first round picks for him from a good team. So yeah, okay. Let's go fast. Sai, what do you think of this trade?
I think if you can structure Kobe's contract properly before the extension kicks in, I kind of like it for the Hornets. And it's LaMelo insurance. The Bulls I'm clueless, and I'm embarrassed for the Bulls.
Yeah. I'm going F for the Bulls, and then I'll go B plus for the Hornets. Sure. Kobe White's nice. Yeah, nice player. Okay. Let's go to the biggest, probably the biggest trade so far. The Mavs traded Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards. It is important to note it was announced AD is going to miss the rest of the year. I'm assuming that also leaves Trae Young missing the rest of the year. I don't know why. I feel the Wizards would play any of them anyway. So the Wizards got Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum. Quite a fucking package, honestly. Like, all 4 of those guys are pretty playable players. D'Angelo Russell, Jaden Hardy, maybe not so much.
Exum already got waived, so I don't know about that.
Okay.
But...
And they said something about D'Lo like not coming back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there that goes. And then for the Mavs, Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, not a bad piece. Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley, and then what is that? 2 first-round picks. One of them from OKC, so that's useless.
That's this year, which is like number 30 or number 29.
Yeah, number 30, and then 2030 first-round pick, top 20 protected from the Warriors.
And I think like if it doesn't convey, it just goes away too. So like, crazy value.
Yeah, and then 3 seconds. So those aren't really important, but if one of them is Phoenix's this year, second round.
No, but seconds aren't important. like they're good assets. You can make some decently,
You can
trades around
package
the
them together.
margins.
Yeah,
But
Shit,
around the margins too, for a team that you're trying to build, you can
definitely.
make some moves for second rounders.
yeah, I know. I meant the teams aren't important, but yeah, it's the
Right,
Bulls,
right, right.
Rockets, second round picks in 27 and 29. Yeah, Anthony Davis was traded, and I don't know what the fuck the Wizards are cooking there. Like, it's kind of interesting. They have a weird mix of young, medium, and old talent. So like, I'm just trying to think of their
Who's
starting
the
line.
medium though? It's young and
Trey,
old, really.
Trey's like medium. He's like
Ah, I
26.
guess so. I consider him a vet though. That's fair.
Crazy. We're so old.
I know.
So the starting lineup, something like Trey Young, Trey Johnson, maybe Keontae. I mean, not Keontae.
Saren,
Sar and AD.
Davey. Yeah.
It's an interesting team. Again, this is like the Jazz of the West, of the East for me. It's a mix of like ages, and they're definitely like a upper play-in to low playoff team, in my opinion. I think the East will be much better next year. People are just going to be healthy. Sixers, another healthy year possibly. And then obviously Raptors stay good. What's his name are going to get better. I'm totally blanking on who's going to get better. The
The
Celtics.
Celtics. Yeah.
Pacers will be back. But like this is an interesting move from the Wizards. Again, like the Jazz, it feels like they might be rushing it a little bit, given that AD is like old and injury prone, and Trae Young has proven not to be a winning player in the last few years. But they really didn't give up
They didn't give up anything, dude. This is nothing.
not much. Like this, yeah, we're like talking about second round picks, but like these are low first rounders that might not even convey to them. And then Chris Middleton, who's useless. Marvin Bagley,
AJ
like
Johnson has not been good this year. Like I don't think he's much.
he's athletic, I guess. Isn't no, that's not even AJ Johnson, right? That's
No, it is.
oh,
It
is
is
it?
the lanky
The
athletic guard. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Is Andre Jackson someone else?
Yeah, but he's also stupid athletic.
He's also athletic, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I thought I was getting confused.
That's the guy in Milwaukee.
Yes, yes. Yeah, they basically got Trey and Anthony Davis for nothing. And if you look at the grand scheme of things from the Lakers, from like the Mavs point of view, you really traded Luca
Yeah.
for this package. That's literally what you and Max Christie, who ended up being the most valuable piece in that trade. It seems like insane that happened. What are you guys' thoughts?
For the Wizards, at least, like, if AD inevitably gets injured and Trey's inevitably not that good, you're kind of just in the same spot that you were already in, where you've
They're
given up a
both
little
free
bit of
agents
assets.
after this year.
They're both free agents. I think,
After next year, sorry.
but I think Trey's a free agent in 2027. I think
Yeah.
80 has an option in
Oh, okay.
2027.
All right.
But I kind of like when I think about it, AD and Sar, AD and Trey, that front line of AD and Sar, like that's fun. Defensively, that's really good. Um, and I like the idea of like, make the play and, maybe make the top six, give Trey Johnson, give Bilal, give Bob Carrington like some experience. Um, but it just also feels like they're just building a mediocre Eastern Conference team at like with no benefit in the long run to me. Like,
I I'm gonna disagree here. I am very high on this for the Wizards personally. They don't give up anything. They just get rid of expiring contracts and mediocre assets, in my opinion.
yeah,
And they get two guys who they are really buy low candidates that they can rehabilitate their value very easily by just giving them minutes and opportunity. Like people are gonna think themselves like we need AD. Like so many teams need a center and defensive anchor, and if AD is just healthy for half the year, you could sell him at the trade deadline if you're interested in that version of it. Trey Young, same thing. He's a perfect table setter for a team that like doesn't really have a ball handler, and he can elevate these guys like Keyshawn George, Alex Sarr. Like they need point guard and play, and I think that works perfectly for them. And then together, it's like they've tanked for like 5 years. They haven't done anything. It's okay to go all in, get some people to watch your games at least with some notable stars, and they're gonna tank this. They're gonna get a good lottery pick this year as well. So it's like, why not get these guys who you can rehabilitate their value, get future assets, and then we'll see. I think I changed my mind a little bit more if they get these guys on long-term extensions, which is what they are looking for. Like
yeah,
if Trey Young and Anthony Davis both get like 4-year extensions, I might be out on this trade. But if they're
that
doing
makes
what they're doing right now, maybe like a 2-year extension at the most, like I'm completely in. I think it's a great way to just like get assets. They don't pay any players anything anyways, right? They're just paying CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton, who they ended up trading anyways. Like you just need to get to the salary floor. I think this is a really good trade. Like use your cap space on guys that you can trade for in the future instead of just mediocre free agents.
I
And
think I
like I
would
think
have
it's a good
tanked.
deal.
I think I would have tanked for one more year.
I
One
think
more, I think.
there gets a point. So
These
it's
guys
like, why not? They
availability
already had Trae Young.
because Trey and AD are both on the trade. Like you felt like both these guys were going to get traded at the trade deadline. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure it would be like that easy, and they'd be on expirings next year. I don't know if they'd be that easy to trade for. I see what both of you are, and that's easy cop out, but I see what both of you are saying. I think the biggest thing for me is that they didn't give up this year's pick or
No
next year.
shot. No
Like,
shot.
no, yeah, they didn't trade. Like the point is, they traded nothing of
They
value.
traded nothing. Yeah.
So like why not? Right?
Exactly.
Like I'm sure worst case these guys you trade them for the same things you traded for them. But I think this gives like your young guys at least a shot at winning earlier in their careers, like learning what it's like to be in the playoffs. And you could like you said, rehabilitate their trade value. If you feel like your team, like Alex Sarr and Keyshawn and Trey are like getting better by themselves, and Trae Young and AD don't fit the timeline, then trade them.
Exactly.
But I think there's no like, why not be a little competitive? I think I get it though. Like it kind of will suck to have like a mediocre pick next year. So if you don't hit on this year's draft pick, maybe you don't have like a top 5 potential player in the future. Because I'm not sure that Alex Sarr, Trey, or like Bilal, definitely not Bilal, or like Bub Carrington or whoever the fuck they have on Keyshawn are going to be top 5 players in the future. And like, I guess you're hoping you land that good pick next year or this year.
It just feels like they could end up being like the Bulls, of like 3 years ago, where they
I
have
don't know if I'd go that far because I
Trey and
think with
AD are
AD,
so much better than any of
Is
those guys the Bulls had.
is Trey and AD that much better than we thought DeMar and Levine were gonna be?
Yes. Oh, come on. I think they blow those guys.
The Bulls were the first seed for a little bit in the Eastern
Yeah, it
Conference.
was like they were the first seed for like a month, and then they were this ended up being the 6th seed and lost in a
And
gentleman.
that's totally could happen for Washington. It
I
totally.
don't think they're going to be that good. That's the thing. I am so low
But then
on
what's
this
the
like being
point? What's the point then?
this is what I mean. You're 10 seed, right? AD has had a good season. A contender thinks that if they get a center, they'll give up like a low first round pick. You're already getting value on it, right? And
So you're
then
saying that you trade for them so that you can flip them. But why
yeah.
are we so sure that Anthony Davis is going to be healthy and flippable?
And if he's not, you just tank for the rest of the season. Again, it's like what are you getting? What are you losing?
I
It's
don't know,
just the
man.
thought of having another top 5 pick next year, I guess.
And it's like you have cap space. You have to do something.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like if they miss on this draft pick, they're gonna be in mediocrity for a while.
I mean that like they have the third best odds. I don't think it affects anything this year. So it's like what I really don't get the difference.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like I don't know. I think
I'm
you
pretty
made.
high on it.
I
I'm
was
also low on it for Dallas. Like what?
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's
Dallas
like
could have got a better haul. Yeah. For AD, you definitely could have gotten something better. I don't know
Yeah.
if you could have gotten a one piece, like one real piece,
I agree.
from the Wizards.
Kyrie and AD played what? They didn't play. Did they play a game together? No.
I
Yeah,
think
they played like
one.
one and then he got hurt.
The
Yeah.
Or
first.
not even a full game.
That Houston game, yeah.
They were playing well too in that game.
Yep.
Like AD was playing well before he got
And
hurt.
AD got hurt in that game too, right?
That was the
Yep.
first game they played together.
Insane.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Right.
The Lucas saga is fucking terrible, dude. Like
It's
Nico
crazy.
Collison, or what? I don't know, Nico Harrison. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Um,
got to.
I want to hear this. I want to hear Rohan's rant about the.
You want to talk about? Okay, good. I was gonna ask you. Do you need to leave? Okay.
I'll stay. I'll stay for this one. I'll stay for this one.
Okay. Let's go over the Warriors trade. So yeah, again, the Hawks were on no one, including Jonathan Kuminga's radar for the trade. But the Warriors traded Kuminga and Hield to the Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps Porzingis on a 1 year, like $38 million, I think, expiring contract. Kuminga, I think it's 1 year and then a player option or a team option, I forget, like $22 million. And then Buddy Hield is making like 10, 12, $14 million. I think it's like, I don't know, because if Jimmy Butler was healthy this year, like I think I told you guys, I think we'd be legitimate contenders. And you're trading for like Kuminga it's a sunken cost. He's not doing anything for us anyway, right? So at least you're getting someone who's going to contribute to winning. I think Stephen Porzingis, a healthy Porzingis, like when Kristaps played this year, he was good at basketball. He had like an Achilles strain or something, or like tendonitis, so he missed a lot of games. But he's going to be cleared to play right after All-Star break. From the Warriors' point of view, I think it's like I'm surprised. I'm kind of disappointed we couldn't get someone better or on a longer term deal, because I don't think Kristaps coming back this year. Like I mean next year. Like why we can't? I don't even think we can afford him if we wanted to. And so the Warriors is basically dumping a bunch of salary. That's what this was to win now with like a mediocre team. So yeah. But again, I don't know what the alternative is. So that's why I don't know how to grade. I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
I'm more confused by why do the Hawks want Kuminga?
Yeah, I mean Porzingis was not playing for him anyway.
But
So I guess
Jalen Johnson is like right there, and they don't fit together at all, and
Yeah.
he's your star.
they're the same draft class, I think, too. It's funny.
And like, okay, well, at least we know Kuminga won't pout when he doesn't get touches, right?
Yeah,
What do
I mean
we?
that's funny. That is, yeah.
Where is he getting touches? He's not that good, dude. It's like,
He's not. I'm glad the Warriors traded him. He's gonna suffer behind another star, which is so funny. That's like the
yeah.
one position that there's no way you're gonna beat out like on the Hawks. Every other position you could be competitive
And
against.
and and neither Jalen Johnson or Kuminga are threes either. They can't play the three,
Yeah,
so
they
they're
can't.
just playing the same
He'll
position.
probably be more of a six man, which is fine. Like, I think, I mean, at least he'll get minutes that way, but he definitely probably wants to be a starter. Um, yeah, I don't know. I actually really like it for the Warriors. I agree. I think I wish they would have gone in like you said. I actually didn't think about it, but like if they went for Jaren, it would have made a lot more sense. But maybe they were just holding their cards onto Giannis for too long,
They
and
were
just eventually,
definitely like.
I'm so tired of the Warriors just like not being aggressive and not making any moves and just like hoarding their picks and making moves along the margins. Dude, you have Steph Curry, okay? And the fact that they're not making moves right now with picks. Why would they make any when he's 38 and when he's 39? Like it just feels like he's just never gonna win with these guys anymore. And then like what is he? I guess he's just okay with that, and like they're okay with that. And it's like, well, then this is useless.
The problem is, I mean, there was a report that came out today that the Warriors were unwilling to give up 3 first rounders for Trey Murphy. They only gave up 2, and one of them was protected. So Kaminga, one unprotected and one protected first for Trey Murphy, and the Pelicans said no. And also, like, I just think Joe Lacob has never, which sucks. Like it's an ego hit for me too. But like Joe Lacob had just never been, just doesn't think Steph is that good. I guess like
He doesn't
including
win.
it was a fluke. It was literally lucky in his eyes that we won that year. And he's been all in on the future, and he wants to do it all himself. And that's why he wants to keep all of our draft picks just to continue drafting pods level talent or Wiseman level talent, maybe if we get
They've
top.
shown no ability to draft. Their scouting department is ass.
Yeah,
Steph Curry. Like go try to win because when
never
he's
gonna get
gone,
another. Yeah,
it's over. No one's gonna go to the stadiums already look like shit. There's nobody's hundreds of seats are open. You think
yeah.
after he's gone, you're gonna your second overall pick, who probably plays like James Wiseman, is gonna bring fans in? Absolutely the hell not.
I can't wait to go to front
yeah.
row seats in Chase
I
Center.
was in defense of the Warriors a little bit. I thought they were really good after the Jimmy trade. They had a chance to make the conference finals last year if Steph was healthy.
Yes.
Um, and then this year, Jimmy obviously tears his ACL, so like that's just like our Achilles, right? Or is it ACL? Yeah, yeah. So it's just like really unfortunate circumstances. So like either you go all in and then you have to trade that Jimmy contract, and no one probably wants him at this point because he's on contract till he's like 39. And then so you have to give up an asset just to take on that deal, because he's out for the whole of next year, basically, or for a good portion of it.
Yeah, he's gonna
So
be
it's
ready
like,
a few weeks into the
so it's like
season. Yeah.
you go all in this year doesn't make much sense for me, especially when
Oh,
next in the draft you can go all in, get 2 more picks to trade away. I think it makes a little more sense if they go all in the offseason. If they don't, I am with you guys. But if I think they have, I give them a chance, a little grace that if they go all in this offseason, I think that they're trying their best to build around
what do
Steph.
you mean go all in the offseason? What are we doing in the offseason?
You have more picks in the offseason. You just get access to more picks, so you
Oh,
can
yeah, but
get a
what
bigger
contract
deal.
are we gonna trade?
Jimmy, Draymond,
No,
Porzingis,
like,
if
why
you
would someone Porzingis we're not gonna have.
sign and
And
trade.
like I don't know. Can we even afford to do that with the Porzingis contract? It's not like he's
I don't know.
unrestricted agent, no? I'm assuming he's unrestricted.
Yeah, he
Uh,
is.
so then why
I would
would
have traded the 3 picks for Trey Murphy.
in a
Like
sec, I would trade it for Jaren Jackson or Trey Murphy. Like that's
Yeah,
what
no,
Jaren
for
Jackson
sure.
is worth. You're telling me we can easily match that contract, and because of the Stepien rule, we're at least we're gonna have one pick every other year. I think it's worth it to give us a chance to compete. And Jimmy's not like Jimmy. There's no difference in trading. Like you said, we can't trade him now. We're not gonna be able to trade him in summer. Who wants it? Like, why would anything change in summer
Well,
in terms?
I'm just saying you have more picks to have access to. So like you can go give away a max contract, and you have another pick that people will be more willing to take on Jimmy's bad contract instead.
We're gonna get. We have like
they
we're gonna
have
get
picks already though, and they're not using
exactly.
them.
We already have.
3,
We
but
have
now
more.
you'll have 5.
Oh yeah, but like, who the fuck are we gonna get with 5 picks?
Okay, but like if you're unwilling to take on Trey Murphy because you only have 3 picks and that's all you have access to, like I feel like it just makes more sense in the
But we're
future.
gonna get
Like
no, but like like tell Joe
And
Lacob
again, Giannis,
now
maybe
it's
if
not.
he's going.
Why would the Bucks take? Why would anyone take on the like? I don't think the Bucks would take on Jimmy. Period. I think they'd want like that's just a waste of money
I'm
for
gonna
an extra.
stop paying mine to the Giannis
Yeah, fuck
Warriors.
that, dude.
I'm
But
Fair.
I don't know. I think the news about us giving up on Jaren Jackson Jr. to focus on Giannis really pissed me off. Like Jaren was
Yeah.
if he picks Jaren is better than Trey Murphy and he fits our team great. That would have been totally worth it. We give up Moody or Pods and like GP or Buddy or not even. We give a Kuminga. We give a Kuminga and Buddy and 3 firsts for Jaren. That's like an easy like one to take. And yes, maybe we get Max some more picks in the offseason. We trade for someone else or we keep him. It doesn't matter. All that matters is Steph, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jimmy, and Draymond, and like whoever the fuck else, Moody is a very, very good team. So
Fair.
then
Yeah.
and it sucks because we're wasting D'Anthony Melton now, Horford. They're not going to return next year, and they're both having amazing years for us. So they're going
Yeah.
to go to D'Anthony Melton's going to be worth like 15, 20 million a year after this season. So like it's kind of tough to. It would have been so perfect if Jimmy stayed healthy. It's
Yeah,
so
for sure. I mean, Porzingis is a good player too. Like I feel
he's
like we're
good.
discounting that. And he
Like
fits the team perfectly.
The Jimmy
he's
injury just gave the Warriors front office excuse not to go all in. They're like, oh, okay, cool. Now we don't need
exactly.
to.
They never really wanted to, and now they're like, oh, then we can keep Kuminga maybe, or like again, just having a 1 year guy doesn't make sense to me. But because I mean,
Well,
even if he's
it's
a guy,
yeah.
like
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
all
All
right,
right. Real quick, do you want to give her your grade for it?
Oh yeah. I'll go. The Hawks. I'm giving like a D, dude. I hate this trade for them. Even though I mean I don't know what you get for Porzingis. I just don't like the fit. For the Warriors, I'll give them a B minus just because I don't know what else you could have got for Kuminga.
Fair, fair.
okay.
Actually,
I
I'll
think I'll
make
give
it
a
C
similar
minus
to
just because I'm so frustrated with the front office.
Yeah, it's like similar to the Bulls where you just sold low on Kuminga too.
Yeah.
It's like terrible management.
Yeah, I'll
All
go
right.
C for both sides.
Tell us about your Super Bowl later. Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'll go C for both sides because
Okay.
I think like who knows, maybe you can unlock something in Kuminga on his own team without having to play in this Warrior system where you have to actually have IQ to play whatever. He's
Yep.
a 20-point per game scorer on a decently bad team.
Yeah.
So do it on the Hawks.
And he fits well for the Warriors. Gives him space, like great
Porzingis,
shot
yeah,
blocker.
we're talking about Kuminga, but yeah, Porzingis,
Oh,
I
yeah.
give them a Warriors a C because he'll win now, but it's just no point because we're not going to keep him next season. So what's like, I don't get it. I don't get. We'll be a competitive 8 seed. That's literally what we're going to be if we
Yeah.
get like
I mean,
gentlemen you guys in the first
maybe
round.
you trade Draymond so you can keep Porzingis. I wouldn't hate it, especially and then do something with Jimmy.
With G's emergence,
Yeah,
Draymond is definitely on like the trade block. But what do we
for
get
sure.
for him? I'm not getting a first for Draymond.
No,
Like
but
it,
just for the cap space, like the cap
yeah,
relief, maybe a team will take him on. But yeah, I actually like him more for the Warriors just because I think Porzingis, like at least maybe you can keep his bird rights and like go deep into the second apron if you're willing to pay for it.
I have not looked
Um,
into it. Like I have no idea how offseason will work with the Porzingis deal. So
right. But yeah, I would say a B minus for the Warriors, maybe C minus for the Hawks. I don't really get it for Hawks, but I guess it's a flyer.
but I just don't. I feel like they could have gotten something better for Porzingis. I guess having a young piece with potential is worth it. Honestly, I don't hate it for them.
Maybe.
Like, yeah. Okay, you want to introduce the Desumu trade, or do you want to do
I'll
the?
do the
Okay,
McCain trade real quick.
go ahead.
Yeah, so another trade we have is the Sixers trade Jared McCain to the OKC Thunder. OKC Thunder get Jared McCain, and then the Sixers get the 2026 first round pick from Houston, so around like the 25, 26 spot, maybe a little lower because they've been kind of stinking it as of late. And then a 2027 second round pick of the next year with a ton of protections, and then the 2028 two second round picks. So it's a lot of assets when you think about it for Jared McCain, who's had a pretty rough year so far. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, I think it's a great fit. Personality wise, I think he's like the perfect OKC Thunder player, just like fits
Yeah.
super young. Exactly what we need, a shooter with some ball handling abilities. Like him and AJ Mitchell off the bench would just be perfect to like a light up other teams opposing like benches. And then also Lou Dort's kind of I feel like his future in OKC is questionable. You have Case and Wallace to kind of fill that role. And then this team has struggled to score, and I think Jared McCain kind of fills that like bench guard spot pretty well. Who knows with
Yeah.
Topic, maybe he's another guy who could be there, but I think he kind of fits this roster really well personality wise. I think I mean, Usman Jang was really the roster casualty, and I don't really think he's giving us much anyways. Like it's kind of over here in OKC. So I think he's a guy who could play in the playoffs a little bit. Um, could like just and the last two games we've seen of him, he's had great minutes with Isaiah Joe, like just the space they're able to create. I think he's a fun player, and I'm really happy to see him on my team. And I don't think we gave up too much because at the end of the day, we had a 2026 first round. We had like three first round picks, maybe four if the Jazz pick works out. Like we don't have enough roster spots. So the
Yeah.
trade is it's a pretty much like you're giving the first round pick away. So I don't hate it for I think it's a great trade for the Thunder. And then for the Sixers, it seems like the fans are really disappointed by it. Like they really like McCain. And I just watched his vlog going to OKC. Like he's a super likable guy. Like I have like a very little brother attachment to him since like watching his TikToks and all this shit. Like
He's younger than us, huh? He's
he's
like,
younger than he's like 21, 22,
well,
barely. But
yeah, I'll talk about the Thunder first. Like the 2026 basically you're saying that McCain is going to be better than these picks that you
even if
traded.
he's
And he
not
probably
though,
will
like
be.
we couldn't take the roster spots
Yeah.
on.
But he
Like
probably is. Like honestly,
yeah,
he probably is. Like I don't think last year was a fluke. I think he's been like just struggling coming from injury, and it mentally it must suck to see how good VJ Edgecombe was, then to kind of just move on from you so quickly. So yeah, I think he's definitely like gonna have a long future in this league. At least as a bench scorer, he's a very very good shooter. He's a good playmaker. He's just really smart. He always makes the right decisions. So yeah, I like it for the Thunder. You bought him at a very like pretty low. And then for the Sixers, sure, like you're gambling a little bit, I guess. Maybe they're done with the guards. They want to get a nice like solid wing in the draft. Who knows? Like the pick's going to be in the 20s for the Rockets, but yeah, I don't know. I like
yeah. With the
yeah,
Sixers, it's I mean, I didn't really get it because they traded Eric Gordon, so they had the roster spot to take on like Barlow, and I think that was like the big question, like can we get that? But I think another thing is they need to re-sign Quentin Grimes, so getting
yeah.
off a couple contracts at least helps with that. And you get some assets. But I just didn't like the way Maury was like, we sold low on McCain. Like I just feel like I mean,
Good high.
obviously yeah, sorry, I sold high on McCain. Like I don't understand why they're so low on him because again, he struggled
Why would
through
you
with his
shot at it
meniscus.
too? It's just so odd that he would do
Exactly. Like it was really unfortunate. And then he's just like such a great culture fit like
that.
for OKC. Like um I think
Just
I
gonna
see in that like OKC really wanted him in the draft where we got Topic.
yeah,
And I think McCain's just like a perfect fit for the Thunder. So I'm really high. I think it's an A for the Thunder. And then the
yeah,
Sixers, I don't hate it. Like it's not a bad deal. Like they got a decent amount of assets for a rookie who or a second player or second year player who hasn't played that well. Like three second round picks and a first round pick is pretty good value. And especially because you can re-sign Barlow and Grimes, like it's better for the team's future. But it's also like Jared McCain could just be really good. So I'm gonna
yeah.
give it like a B for the
Yeah,
Sixers.
he's still young too. I mean, he spent he was 1 year in college, right?
Yeah, one and done
Yeah,
and Duke.
he's probably like 22 or
Hmm
21 maybe. Yeah, he's young. I think he's like 3 years younger than us,
He's
dude.
21. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
21.
he's basically 2 or 3 years younger than us. So yeah, I give it an A for the Thunder. Why not? You guys do have a lot of guards though, but
That
I
is
mean,
true.
why not? And then Sixers again. I don't hate it. Like it's fine, but I'll give it a B. I'll give it a B. You got decent picks. We got like 4 picks for him.
Yep.
That's fine. Okay. Let's go to an actual important trade. No offense, but let's go to like a one that might move the needle a little more, maybe. Ayo Dosunmu traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and 4 second-round picks. Um, Immediate A for the Timberwolves. Rob
Yep.
Dillingham not panning out. Leonard Miller doesn't play. And then four second rounders doesn't matter. Like it's totally worth it. Ayo was worth the first. Again, another guy the Bulls could have gotten a first for last year.
Yep.
And even this year, he was very good for him this year. Excellent defender, excellent shooter. He could kind of take shot, create for himself well too. He had a really good debut, or I think he's played maybe a couple games for
Against the
the
Hawks. Yeah.
yeah. So he's looked really, really good for him, and it's a great fit. They missed Nikhil Alexander Walker, obviously losing him to the Hawks last year or this past offseason. So I really like the fit. So yeah, I give it a
Um.
plus for the Wolves. I'm not even thinking twice about it. Bulls again, I'll give it like a C.
Yeah. I like the Bulls getting Dillingham. I just feel like he's a good like buy low guy for. And they can give him minutes like as a third guard. Like he can be have some minutes, have some time to shine. For the Minnesota Timberwolves, I really like it. I was a perfect fit, but at the same time. I'm seeing people like say like they could have just re-signed Nikhil because it's the same shit instead of having to give up Conley for a second round, the first round pick swap, and then giving up all these second round picks. Like you just re-sign him and you save like $10 million a year, like this year, because you're gonna
Yeah.
have to re-sign Io next year anyways, and it's gonna probably gonna be a very similar deal to what Nikhil got anyways, right? So it's just like it's so much like effort and like having to give up like small assets just to get a very similar player. Like I feel like Nikhil and Io do very similar things. Io's maybe a little bit more of a heftier, maybe wing defender, and then Nikhil is more of a better creator and a better guard defender. But I feel like Nikhil's better, if anything.
Nikhil
So
is better. Yeah, no,
yeah.
Nikhil is definitely better. But Io, it's like you got like decent, like a
No,
decent.
like for this trade specifically, A plus. Like you think
Yeah,
about it the long term, I really think like you would rather have Nikhil and just re-sign him to
he
that
was a better
contract.
playmaker. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. He can play point guard for you,
I mean,
and
he's
you want.
averaging 20 this year, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but like, yeah, I would rather have had Nikhil and sign him to that contract and spend a little bit more money than what they end up doing here, which is
And I think
fine.
that they clearly regret it, which is why they're going
Right,
after a
right.
piece. But yeah, I'd give them an A plus. You agree? I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah.
Yeah, looks really good for him. Okay, let's talk about the last trade. Okay, this is also
This
pretty
was this was
out
like
of.
an hour before the deadline, right? I didn't think it was out of nowhere because Indiana was definitely going after a big,
I'm surprised they
but
didn't go about this or something. But yeah, I think in defense.
well,
Okay,
they've
yeah,
had that experience before. They didn't like it, I guess.
yeah. LA trade the Clippers trade Ivica Zubac to Indiana, so they receive Pacers receive Kobe Brown and Ivica Zubac. The Clippers get Ben Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2 first round picks. The 2026 Pacers one is top 4 protected. And wait, 10 to 30, meaning it's also protected between 10 and
10 to
30.
30.
So
It's not gonna it's like a double protection just in case, but it's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
yeah. And then a 2029 first round pick and second round pick. We know the Clippers made Zubats available, which was also like they were just selling everyone, I guess. Poor Kawhi. And they wanted 2 first rounders for him as well as a young piece. That was the main thing that came out, and that's exactly what they got with this trade. My biggest question mark was like they needed an elite, a good big to replace Miles Turner. Zubats definitely a better defender than Miles Turner. Maybe he's not as switchable. He's just a little less mobile. But he's definitely a better rim protector. His defense has fallen off this year. His offense has also fallen off this year. But he's still better than Miles Turner. For
Definitely.
this team, I fear that like you want someone more mobile running up and down the court with Tyrese Halliburton. I also think the fit with Siakam is a little odd because
Siakam's a shooter, man.
he's a shooter, but he also relies on getting to the rim a lot. And
Yeah,
Miles Turner basically did not live in the like was always on the perimeter.
right.
I feel like. Which is why they fit so well together. So, and Tyrese Halliburton also relies on a lot of driving kick to his
Yep.
game. So that's why I think like in
He's
the
less
pick and
pick
roll,
and roll like than
awesome fit.
yeah.
Yeah, like Zubats is one of the better pick and roll bigs in the league. So yeah, I think like they're just trying to run it back basically. Like next year, the Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton and they got a new big. Everyone else is
And
basically the same.
potentially
Yeah,
a
high
top
pick.
four pick.
Yeah,
Potentially.
really high four, potentially top 4 pick or a 10 to 30 pick. And then for the Clippers side, Ben Mathurin has been injured a lot. He's only played like 28, 29 games this year. He's averaged like 17 a game. He's been pretty solid. Definitely not a star. Like he doesn't look like he's going to be a star, but definitely a solid role player in the league. He can play decent defense, but he's mainly just a scorer. And then you have Isaiah Jackson, also a very good rim protector in this trade. I'm assuming it was to make salaries work out. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But for the Clippers, I don't hate it. Like you got some good, like you got 2 first rounders that are like at
Dude,
least one of them
I
is
love
very
this for the Clippers.
yeah. Like you sold pretty high on Zubats because I wouldn't expect this year's Zubats to get this much value. Like 2 first round picks is a pretty hefty, and Ben Mathurin is like a decent amount of value for someone who's
I
fallen off.
think, Rohan, you're underestimating the value of this pick. This 2026 pick this is one of the best picks you could get. Like this is pretty insane to me because it's a 50-50 shot you
Yeah,
get a top 5 pick at this
yeah.
point. Or top 6 pick because they're at the second worst odds right now. And they're gonna keep trying to tank because they have to be 1 through 3 because the odds just keep on going, or 1 through 4 because the odds just keep getting worse for a top 3 pick.
Honestly, it's
Like
just the Pacers can't even like really do anything. Like they're basically like fuck. They can't
I mean,
aim.
they gotta stay bottom three odds. That's their best chance. Because
Yeah,
if you're number four, then the odds fall to 52% favorite instead of for the Clippers, 48% for the
yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see where that ends up. But I guess
like
they just the Pacers
dude,
scouting.
I
They just
don't like
all the guys
this.
they
Like
want.
I don't like this deal for the Pacers at all, if I'm being honest.
No,
And
I think the two picks is a lot to give up for Zubac.
it's not even the two picks. If it's 2029 and 2031, I'm fine with it. If the fact that you're giving up this tanking season where you could have gotten a young ta talent to like lead you into a great like era with
Yeah.
Tyrese, like a AJ Depends like off the break with Tyrese, or like a perfect point guard who could like elevate these young guys.
Well,
Instead, you're
you can't use those guys. Though. You have to use someone not like you have to get someone like I don't know, like Nate Ahmet or something. It can't be one of those three guys. That's
right. That's
basically
fair. That's fair. But like a top five, six pick, like
yeah,
that's in a great draft. That's crazy to me because you're wasting it away. Like a
yeah.
50-50 odds is insane.
They
And for
might
the
know
Clippers,
something
right?
about these.
They don't have a pick this year. They had no incentive to tank. Now they have a 50-50 shot of getting a top five pick, which is crazy, or top six
Yeah,
pick.
yeah, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think this is an amazing value. I don't really like it because you're like you could just waste this tanking season, which is
And
crazy.
you don't know if Tyrese Halliburton's going to be good next year too. Like this is
Yeah.
really, there is no reason for you to make this trade right now. Is
Hmm.
my like you could have waited a little bit longer and seen where that pick lands before you trade for him. And it's not
That's
like
fair.
Zubac is some like incredibly rare find in the league, right? He's like his value is only like lowering as season goes on.
I
I mean,
disagree. I mean, he's been better as the season's gone on. I think he just had a rough start to the year.
with okay, well, I mean, I would have loved to see him without this happened after the Harden trade. I would have loved to see Zubac without Harden on that team,
Yeah.
and with an injured Garland if he is ever going to come back for the Clippers.
That would have
So,
been great to keep him with Garland. But like at the same time, you're getting a potential number five pick. Like that's
oh
crazy.
no, I'm saying from the Pacers' perspective, I
Yeah,
would have Clippers 100%. You get rid of him. I mean, you're going to trade. I guarantee you, Kawhi's gone this offseason. What the fuck is he waiting for? Like staying
maybe.
for on this team. So yeah, I like it a lot for the Clippers. Pacers, you are fully buying into Tyrese Halliburton coming back exactly how he was before. Pascal
Yeah.
Siakam's look good this year. The team looks like
I don't
okay.
even know if that's true because what else are you gonna do? You have to be a contending team, right? You're not
Yeah.
gonna have like you made the finals to game seven. You were at the precipice if Tyrese Halliburton didn't get hurt, right? So you have to go all in. Like you have no other
No,
choice
but
in
you
my
don't have
opinion.
to trade this pick. No, like okay,
Well, I
again,
agree you don't have to trade this pick. That's why I don't like it. But like if you
that's
went for
why you
2031, I'm completely fine with it.
yeah, but so again, I agree with the sentiment of trying to win, but at the cost of losing out on
Yeah.
someone good, or at least again, if you wait, that pick might actually have more value if you still want to trade it. If you imagine if it ends up conveying as a fifth pick in the
Yeah.
draft, that has more value than this pick does. This 2026 pick, you could trade for this 2026 meaning
Does it?
the
I mean,
fifth
it's the
pick.
same thing though.
No, it's because that that's the fifth pick. The
I
fifth pick is
guess.
the
Yeah.
best case scenario for this. It could also be
That's true.
69, which is worse, right? So if you got the fifth pick, you have an even more valuable pick, and then you can like I don't know what the rush is. And now the Pacers have to play some weird fucking mind game where they have to figure out how exactly to lose to end up in this
Well,
weird.
if I mean they just have to have a bottom three record. That's their best chance. Then
But
and then it's a
are
50-50
now,
coins flip basically
oh
either
yeah,
way.
but are they right now in that?
Yeah, they're number two right now.
Okay. And how far off are
It's
the?
very close. The Pelicans, the Washington Wizards are two games, two losses away. Pelicans are like one win away. Like it's very, very close. And they won a game today too, which is worse for their
They
odds.
beat the Knicks too, which is so funny.
Yeah.
Um,
Like
yeah,
this could fall, and that's really big for the Clippers. I agree.
yeah,
I do like I mean, I like Zubats. I like his fit. I think he's a good player for the Pacers to have. I
yeah.
just I think they traded the wrong pick. 2031, like this is what I mean, if this doesn't convey, right? It goes to 2031 anyways, and that's already a good trade for the Clippers. But the
Yeah.
fact that you get this 2026 for is just like a home run to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Uh,
So
yeah,
I would give the Clippers like an A. I just think like I'm really impressed the fact that they got this pick. And then the Pacers like a B.
yeah. No, Clippers have had a very good trade deadline
Yeah.
with
Like
these two
it's a different direction than what they were going for, but I think the asset management wise it was great.
because they're originally like they had Harden, Zubac, and Kawhi on like a 10 seed without their
Yeah.
pick this year, and
Right.
now they potentially have a top 5, nine pick this year, and they
Yeah.
got Ben Mathurin and Darius Garland. So
Yeah.
I give the
Huge.
Clippers an A. I still give the Pacers like a B minus. I think It really depends on where this pick lands. But right now, I give
Right.
them
Yeah.
because
If it's
Zubac is
a
still a winning player, right?
yeah.
So if the Pacers somehow win the championship next year and Tyrese is the same, we're like, shit. I mean, it was worth it, but I don't think that'll happen.
All right. So those were all the deals. Do you have any big winners and losers of the deadline, real quick?
I mean, Bulls to me, they started off so hot with that A+ 2 second-round pick deal, but no, they're an F just because of like terrible asset management over the last like 5 seasons.
That's fine.
I'm trying to think about the other losers I can look at this year. I mean, Warriors like low key are a loser just because they could have gotten rid of thing earlier.
Yep. I mean, the
Those,
Heat were a big loser. They didn't make any deals.
yeah, they're one of the only Western.
I think Rockets, Spurs, and Heat, all three teams made no deals. And I think the Rockets especially are a loser because of how bad their offense has been as of late.
To me,
And they've been
why
really
would you
struggling.
take Kobe White if you're the Rockets? He didn't go for that
Yeah.
much. That's like
I think
such
the Bulls wanted Tari Eason or something, and I agree. Why would you not give up the deal? But like at the same time, how did the Bulls not like they could have given second round picks? Like where was the difference here?
it was weird they didn't go for it. And then I would say, yeah, big winner, Clippers, definitely. I do like the Cavs. Honestly, everything you listed here is I just agree with. I think I don't agree with the Jazz being big losers. I think it's nice that they're trying to be competitive.
That's fair. Yeah.
And like honestly, like I don't see. I feel like it's kind of like doesn't make sense that you have the Wizards as winners and the Jazz as losers. I feel like they're doing somewhat the same thing just because Jaren is not that old and it's not like he's going to be bad for you. So he's still flippable and he's probably worth the same like three first round picks now as he is in like a couple of years.
Fair. It's just like you have to re-sign Kessler, you have to re-sign Keontae. And it
Yeah,
feels like for me, the difference between those two is like the Jazz are really picking a direction that they're going for a winning, right?
yeah,
Because they already had like a good roster and they're going for it. The Wizards, to me, they have a bad roster and they're picking up guys with low, like buy lows. Like the Jazz are getting a guy for his value. These are buy lows that they can potentially flip in the future. They're like expiring deals basically too. Like
yeah,
80 has a player option the year after, but these are really low assets. So it just felt like a big more of just like we're getting these guys for nothing, might as well get them. And it's not really picking a direction in any way. Like sure, we'll win a couple more games, but we've already gotten so many lottery picks. It's like, and nothing's coming out of it. And we might as well try something else.
yeah. No, I
I
get
like it.
you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I also thought OKC was a great winner of the deadline just because the Clips sell, their odds are better. I don't know about this one. I did say at the time that the Jazz bought JJJ, so their odds could get worse. Don't know if that's the case because they're clearly tanking very hard. And
Yeah,
then also they got McCain, so that's big.
yeah. No, I agree with that as well. Yeah, Kings also maybe somewhat losers,
No,
but
I agree. That's a good pick
just
too.
irrelevant. I don't know. I feel like you'd want to sell everyone on that team. Like I don't know why you couldn't move DeMar for something. Why? Like I don't know why he's still on the Kings. Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to call it there?
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks so much for listening to Change of Pace podcast. Really nice long pod today. We'll be at you guys soon, hopefully, with our expansion episode coming soon. Yes. So yeah, in the meantime, follow us on all socials on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok at Change of Pace Pod. Email us changeofpacepod at gmail.com. And yeah, we'll be back to you soon. Thank you.